Yeah! Welcome to the Fins Tailgate, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mike on the mic. Welcome to another episode of Open Mic. Thanks for joining Tonk 7, those of y'all that were there. Got a special guest tonight. Half of y'all are going to be mad. Half of y'all are going to be happy. But guys, I'm pumped. I all this energy I got. I'm a crazy energetic person anyways, but all these moves Miami's been making and we talked about it on Thursday's show or Saturday's show. I'm amped, but I can't let go of the excitement. I'm so excited to see the playbook. I'm excited to see the scheme in action. I'm excited to see what Tyreek Hill can do in Aqua. I'm excited to see what Jalen Waddle's second year looked like. I had my ups and downs during the offseason. At the end of the season, the way it finished, I kind of jumped on Tua a little bit, jumped on the organization a little bit about the Brian Flores thing. I needed to come back to earth. And so I got quiet. And I went away and I wasn't jumping on too many extra shows, missed some shows here and there. A little more active on Twitter, but I was able to find my middle ground again. And what I see right now is a complete scheme change, top to bottom. Aggressiveness from the front office, aggressiveness when they hired the coaches. The sheer talent that we've acquired, the level of the talent we've acquired, I'm pumped. I don't know what next season is going to look like. I have no clue. Mike McDaniel has 0 wins as a head coach. This coaching staff hasn't shown they can do anything. But what this team has shown is that they're willing to go for it right now. And they put every feasible weapon they can around Tua to give him every opportunity to succeed. Some of us think he can succeed. I'm on record saying I don't know if it's in Miami. I hope it's in Miami. I hope this is a 10, 15-year run. But I think he's going to be good, and I think borderline great. And I've said that before. I have my concerns about Tua and the inconsistencies and the inability to take over in the big moment last year. The pocket presence has still been there. The footwork has still been there. The mechanics were off, which is to be expected off an injury like that. But he's been putting in mad work, guys. Say what you want about the videos being posted. Say what you want about his trainer. Tua is showing you every day he's out there working. We haven't heard anything other than he's working. And I know he's got to be excited about what's being put on the field for him right now. I know he's got to be pumped. Because if he's not human. He doesn't have a pulse. Because Mike McDaniel told us to check our pulse. And mine's going a million miles an hour if you can't tell. And I'm stoked. I'm ready. But there are some issues to Tua that my special guest is going to allude to. And honestly, it was the first time I ever heard this. And I'm going to let him introduce himself, and then we'll get into it. But he's got me a little concerned about some of the what ifs could be still issues for Tua. But without further ado, I'm going to bring on Mr. Joey Two Wallets. What's up, big dog?
What's going on, man? Man, shoot. Let me just jump right into this.
Hang on, Joey.
I'm a guy too, so I gotta, All right. As you guys can see, I'm not a Dolphin fan. But before I jump into this, let me just say this real quick. My name is Joey Two Wallets. I am the co-owner of Sports Daddy TV. We are all over Facebook, YouTube, anything else you want to get out on Spotify, Apple, whatever you do on whatever. Put it in Google. You will find Sports Daddy TV. We're on Facebook. We are all over Instagram. We're even on TikTok. And we got a Twitch game following account. We play games too. Not only do we play games, my favorite quote is, I'm not with golf, I play golf.
Hey.
I'm not a huge Jared Goff fan. So coming up tomorrow, we go live. Let's see, we got 4 o'clock on the West Coast and 7 o'clock on the East Coast. So if you're right in the middle, jump right on in there at 6. And before in the morning, my co-host, my brother's coming back with There Goes a No-Hitter, anything baseball. Look, Mike, on the mic, you are just as big a baseball fan as he is. So I want to get both of y'all in the studio at one point.
Definitely.
So we can go there. And then also, just so you guys know, a little quick back, me and this man, Mike on the mic, met less than 48 hours ago. He is Mike on the mic. And if you guys already know me, I am Joey Two Wallets, and I am in the mic. And I'm also in the car, so that's where that comes from.
Hey, so, all right, bro. So I can't wait, bro. A lot of our regulars are here, and Scant Dallas says it's always good to get another team's fan evaluation. So to give some credentials,
okay.
Tell them something that's gonna make them understand that you know football, and so this is a very thought out. Plus, your partner in crime is a Dolphins fan, so this is a very thought out evaluation of him. So go ahead and win him over real quick with some football evaluation. What was Miami's biggest issue last year aside from the coaching?
Okay. When we talk about the coaching, everybody likes to blame the head coach. I would like to blame his hiring skills. The man had 4 offensive coordinators in a 3-year span. Tua was this close from being Jason Campbell. Okay?
Ooh.
All the talent in the world and had an offensive coordinator every year. Okay, he's that close. We got to see if Mike can save him now. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm not a believer in McDaniels, but see, I'm a historian when it comes to football. Okay?
See, you obviously aren't a believer because you added the S at the end of his name. We're going to get on you in the comments here in a minute, Bubba.
Hold on now. Hold on.
McDaniel.
Hold on. There is a McDaniels that I do believe in. Okay, wholeheartedly. We saw him take his lumps. If we want to go there. but McDaniel, okay? I don't believe in McDaniel like that, but I will say one thing I do believe in McDaniel is his pedigree.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. Those Shanahans go back decades, not a decade, decades.
Yep.
And he's been there. Look, for those of you guys who are Miami Heat fan, where did Coach Spo start? In the video room. Guess where this guy started? In the video room.
Yep,
This
28
is
years
not
old, or
unheard of.
36 years old when they got their chance, too.
Thank you. And the last time a guy from Miami who started in the video room, well, y'all know how my Heat do it. I mean, I'm just saying, y'all know how the Heat do it. We're consistent. We're consistent with culture.
Yep.
Look, like I said, I ain't got to be the Miami Heat fan to keep it real. So I'm going to piggyback off of where you were hitting there with Tua.
Okay, so tease, pause.
Gotcha.
Because I almost failed to do what I'm supposed to do, every show. Make sure y'all check out Tonk 7 with TMI Tuesdays. He's got color commentary on there with him at 9 p.m. Directly after that, you catch me with Open Mic. And then on Saturdays with Drop the Mic at 10 p.m. As always, you can find color commentary wherever we are. He's going to be there, and check him out on all the YouTube shows around the stratosphere. And then as always, you can check out the Fins Tailgate with El Capitan. He's he's got a real job. He's got a job that takes a lot of energy. And so he's been trying to bring y'all as much as he can, but the dude needs some rest. We need to appreciate that he's being on here as often as he is anyways. But remember to donate to the channel if you want to. It's Cash App and Venmo. And like and subscribe. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers. So damn close to 1,000 subscribers. 37 away or something like that. So let's get us there. And all right, Bubba, without further ado, go ahead and explain to the people in the watching what you told me earlier about Tua.
Okay, are we talking about Tua's height? Or are we talking about the defense?
No, go ahead and just broaden the horizon on Tua.
Okay, so I'm gonna run through it generally and then we'll get into details later. The defense is my biggest concern. Let's talk about why I keep comparing them to the greatest show on turf. Yes, they don't have a Marshall Faulk. But the rumors I keep hearing is there might be one more wide receiver coming in the door that might complete this trio. You got to remember, they had Azar Akeem, they had Ricky Prohl, they had Torrey Holt, and they had Isaac Bruce. You got to forget how important all four of them were together, and then you're doing Marshall Faulk. Now, I understand how you kept talking to me about where you were with the running backs.
Yeah.
I understand. Look, my boy SoCal, he keeps running the same thing about me, saying, man, they're the fastest team. They're the fastest team. Notice the Rams are the greatest on turf. The Dolphins play on beluga grass in Florida. Everybody's got to realize the defense is going to be not a half step, not a quarter step, just a little bit slower. Just a little bit. But sometimes, hey, this is a game of inches. You've been watching this for just as long as I have. And if I'm not believing, I think you're a year older than me. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I want to make sure that when I say this, I'm saying it with love. I'm not sure that the right practice is going to happen with the ends on the Miami Dolphins defense.
Okay.
The corners I'm not worried about right now, but then again, the safeties have been hit and miss.
Hey, don't be slandering Javon Holland and Brandon Jones now, Bubba.
I'm like I said, I'm not hating. I'm just talking about the last 8 weeks, because usually the first 8 weeks, know your job, know your roles. Let's figure out rotations. Who's healthy? Last 8 weeks, let's tighten it up. Let's stay healthy. Let's go with the game plans. So I get where you're coming from, and I get where my boy SoCal is coming from. Now, the big question mark. Like I said, my biggest question mark is a pass rush in Miami. If you don't have a consistent pass rush, New England's going to be difficult to beat. I hope you guys get a defensive tackle. I just have a feeling because, like I said, the Kansas City Chiefs shored that up last year when they picked up an additional Steve Spagnuolo is awesome at what he does. I just hope you guys who come to the door and understand how rotations can work on that D-line. Now, what everybody wants to hear about, Why is Tua hit and miss? Why am I on the fence? I personally love Tua. I remember sitting on my couch watching him coming at halftime. Jalen Hurts just didn't have the stuff that day. Saban said, "Yep, you're up. Let's go." He said, "Okay,
got this."
And just FYI, his 5'11" brother got that same stuff in college.
Maryland.
So,
Talia.
Exactly. I'm not going there with the name because I just figured out how to say Tua Tagovailoa, okay?
Tagovailoa.
But I'm going to go with your nickname. Let's go, TT.
TT.
Let's go. Let's go, TT. Okay. This is my biggest concern. It's the intermediate routes that he was so great at last year. You guys just hired mammoths at guard and tackle. His visibility is going to be less. And as we spoke about, Tua is actually 6'1". Playing on very, very soft beluga grass in Florida in heat, he goes from 6'1" to about 6 foot to 5'11". Yes. Now, this was the beautiful thing. You guys just got Tyreek. I hope they're throwing passes right now in the dark. And I'm going to tell you why in the dark. No. I'm dead serious.
I know.
If they throw in the dark, I want him to hear his partner so he doesn't even have to see him. He just throws it and gets rid of it. So that way he can complete a pass and not have to worry about the height of his offensive lineman in front of him. He already knows the guy is there. Why? Because we already know he's going to burn the corners. And in practice, he's going to burn them too. So guess what? He ain't even got to look. He just got to put it on a dime.
Yeah.
Drop it in the bucket in the corner end zone.
He's got to learn how to throw it to the spot without seeing it.
Right. And we call that throwing them open.
Yep. And and it's going to be a lot easier to throw them open now, especially on the deeper routes, because you're going to be able to throw it to a spot where only the receivers, Waddle and Hill, are going to be the only two to get there. So if he has a half a second on average more minimum this year, to where he's not having to throw the ball in 2.52 seconds, he can hold it till 2.7, 2.9, borderline 3 seconds, and then throw the ball. I think that makes him a better overall quarterback, because I don't think he's going to hear as many ghosts this year, barring health. But my pushback, and I mentioned this on the phone, and my wife kicked us off the phone because I needed to spend some time with her. But if this zone scheme gets going in the run side of things, is it not going to open up those lanes a little bit more to where he maybe not be looking over his lineman and looking through his lineman? Or do you think that he's still going to have that issue? Mainly, I know I get it in the pocket, but in this offense, the pocket's going to be moving a lot. So do you think that still is an issue in this type of offense compared to a traditional drop back in the pocket passing?
Well, here's the beautiful thing about being in this. I'm going to call it the Mike Shanahan offense, just so that way we can keep it clear.
Yeah.
So we all know he doesn't really hire mammoths. He hires athletes on the offensive line because he always moves, pulls, and throws stunts. So guess what happens? Look, normally in the NFL, when you have a pulling guard, we all know it's a run play.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody pay attention to San Francisco last year?
They pulled the guard on a passing play.
Deebo Samuels ran that 6-yard in. There was nobody in a lane for a short Jimmy Garoppolo. Guess why? If you got to pull the guard, get a pass block in front of you, nobody's blitzing the gap. I got wide open. Look, if I can get 10 feet in front of me to have guys that are 6 feet apart, dude, I can see half the field through a gap.
So do you think that there's a potential that Tua can succeed where Drew Brees did go to turf and did get that extra 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and he was his actual height? So, and you mentioned that their guards were notoriously 6'3" or 6'4", so it was easier to see over the top of them. But do you think he can be more successful on grass because of the scheme compared to what they tried to do his first 2 years?
Absolutely, Tua could be successful in this offense on this grass with, guess why? Because not only is I had a brain fart. I just lost the tackle's name that you guys just hired.
Taron
Not only is he the mammoth, thank you. Not only is he a mammoth,
He can move.
I've seen him one-arm guard guys to the right to free up for Drew.
So my favorite part about Terran Armstead with the video that I've watched is going back and looking at when they did misdirection plays, and he just wipes out the 3 defenders on the end of the line, and they have no chance of getting to that cutback. With a guy like Raheem Mostert and Chase Edmonds in the backfield, and then a guy like Jared Dokes, if he could make the team, that cutback, I believe, if Armstead can stay healthy for 13 games, there's no reason we don't win 13 games because of his ability to he just erases 2 to 3 people off the defense on every play. And he is quick and for a big guy. And they get him in motion. Good God, I can't even imagine being on the other side of that guy if he's running full speed. And, you know, that San Francisco game, I bet they look at it and they call it differently penalty-wise because he was moving towards the line before the ball was snapped. But if they can get that ironed out to where it is a straight horizontal move and then take that one step up when the ball's hiked, good God, man. But, you know, Thomas brought up a good point. And I want to ask you this from a defensive perspective. In the AFC and in the NFC, in the entire NFL right now, what kind of things are defenses talking about, defensive coaching staffs talking about right now when it comes to playing the Miami Dolphins?
Okay.
Like, it's ridiculous. The speed.
No,
I'll get into details.
Matter of fact, let me go ahead and let's cock this backwards and do this right. All right. So what is the package that people are going to be afraid of when it comes to the Miami Dolphins? Look, breaking
21.
news. I'm letting y'all know right now. The Miami Dolphins will have, if not a top 3, a top 5 third down efficiency rating.
Ooh.
Here's one. It's going to be one set formation, a bunch, no wide receiver on the left, a bunch, no wide receiver on the left, and Chase Edmonds in the backfield. That means you got 4 targets on the field. Did you guys see Chase Edmonds in Arizona on third downs? Okay, first of all, the guy can run wide receiver routes. He can run it out. He can run it up.
Yep.
He can run from the slot on the bunch, and he can put Tyreek in the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
So guess what? Here's the bunch. Frank Wycheck Jr. And for those of you guys who are just following, you understand. For those of you guys that don't know, that's an Oiler thing. So Frank Wycheck Jr., y'all's 88, is going to be all the way on the right. He's going to take the receivers route. Tyreek's going to be on the inside on the slot, and then on top of him is going to either be Parker or the next wide receiver or Wilson to be right there in front. This is going to happen. Tyreek is going to either take the in, where they're going to motion the line to block left.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to come in. Guess what? On 3rd and 3, that's a first down almost
every time.
87% of the time.
Every time, because nobody can stick with him across the field on that.
Right. And guess what? If they run a zone, if they run a small zone off of a nickel with 4 guys up here, oh my gosh. Okay, that means we're inside the 20-yard line. My man Frank Wycheck Jr. is going out and up. He's going to the pylon. I guarantee, at the very least, he's getting 7 touchdowns in the red zone this year.
Ooh.
Why? Because we've seen Tua hit that back pylon every day of the week. Okay? Now, where's the third option coming? Cedric Wilson can do that long post inside of 20 yards. Why? They're scared of Tyreek, and then they're going to be looking at the tight end. And guess what?
That middle's going to be wide open.
Wide open. And guess what? Even if they keep the zone, he can hold on to the ball because guess what? They're too busy looking at Tyreek. You got Chase Edmonds now. He's going to do a out and in.
Mm-hmm.
But from the running back position right next to his hip, he's going to pat him 3 times, right? That means I want you to take 3 steps to the line and then cut all the way in and catch a touchdown.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, that third down scenario, nobody's going to be able to stop the Miami bunch in the red zone.
Yeah, no, and I'm stoked. But my thing is, I think you have to come out if you're playing Miami. You have to scheme now, and as your base defense being nickel, because if you put more than 2 linebackers out there, you're gonna get in trouble. Like you're gonna get burned all day long. And if they come out in a heavy run formation with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle as your 2 wide receivers, and we can run a 4-3 now, and all of a sudden you got a linebacker on Raheem Mostert or Chase Edmonds coming out the backfield, and you got Gesicki going up the seam. Like for me, schematically, it poses so many problems that
Right.
I don't know if I've ever seen an offense so dangerous on paper because of the sheer speed. I mean, our slowest guy on our offense at the skill position players is Mike Gesicki at 4.5. Like it's dumb.
Well, okay. Well, let's take the straight line. Let's talk about in pads.
Yeah.
I think the slowest guy may actually be Wilson.
Yeah, because he runs like a 4.5. I think he ran a 4.51 or 4.58. So I could see that. And that's what like people think he's a burner, but his route running and his footwork creates that yards of separation, which is why I think they went and got him and why Dallas made the mistake of choosing Michael Gallup over Amari Cooper and Cedric Wilson. I'll never understand that. And Dallas fans are beyond themselves anyways because they don't know what their team is doing. It's like a mini rebuild, a Dallas Cowboys version of a rebuild. I don't know. But getting him right now, you have Jalen Waddle, Cedric Wilson, and Tyreek Hill who excel with yards of separation. And it's all because of footwork, and it's all because of route running. Not to mention Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill are burners, so it makes it even more deadly. But what about, do you think Miami fans should have any concern about the 3 to 4 go routes in a game down the sideline of Tua underthrowing Tyreek or maybe overthrowing him because he just tries to put too much into it? Are you worried about that at all?
I'm only worried about that if they're not right now on a black field throwing passes. If Tom Brady can go down to Florida and break into somebody's house, ask them like, hey, let's go practice. They'd be like, I don't play football. I'm eating spaghetti. He needs to be knocking on somebody's door. He needs to be in somebody's high school football field right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that being said, the only nervous thing, and me and my boy Big Chief, again, Sports Daddy TV, y'all look him up. We're only looking for one thing, and that's health and consistency for Tua. That's it.
You know, and I want his mental health to get back to where it was too, because I believe he's mentally broken because of his family life and the way his first year has gone in the NFL. First 2 years gone, 21 games and he has 18 passes on tape where you're like, okay, see, nobody else makes that throw. But he was consistently inconsistent, which is my biggest issue, is that that's where, okay, but I have to tell you, like, the coaching staff is full of teachers now. It's not full of rah-rah, scream and yell guys. And in today's day and age, with the type of mentality teenagers, young 20s they have nowadays, you have to be that teacher. You can still be strict and stern, but you have to be able to, they want to know why you're telling them what to do, what you're telling them to do. They want to know the why behind what you're saying now more often than they ever have. So I'm really excited because I just think this team is right now set up with the coaching staff to really excel and maybe the most exciting Miami Dolphins football of my lifetime.
You know what? I think we're both in the same boat. Last year, when the Tennessee Titans got Julio Jones, everybody said, look, I know Tannehill might not be the guy. That's not the point. But this is what I am looking at. Everything else around him. We just saw a way overrated quarterback get to a Super Bowl. Okay? Let's just be honest. A second-year guy who doesn't really know his butt from his elbow just got to a Super Bowl with one of the worst coaches in the league and had to break all kind of records and all kind of luck in order to get there. What does happen every blue moon? If King Henry dominates for a whole playoffs like we saw Eddie George do, and look, the only fear we have for Miami, the only fear we really have for Miami, there's only a few teams, this being one of them, that can have 4 guys break any line. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, this team, they getting 3.5, 4 sacks a year next year, minimum.
A game. Yeah,
minimum.
Yeah.
And you guys saw how capable they are against good offensive lines like the Rams when we dominated them on Monday Night Football, and bad offensive lines, 9 sack records like we did in the postseason.
Yep.
There's no teams in your division that can do that. I don't care how many, 36-year-old linebackers
Miller.
Bills hire. I'm gonna tell you right now. I love Josh Allen. I followed him in Wyoming. He's that guy. I argued up and down with my friends who are Buffalo Bill fans. I'm advocating for the guy. They're like, who is he? We don't know him. I'm like, that dude's got a rocket from Army. He's from Wyoming. Of course, I'm a Boise State fan. You know what I mean?
Hey.
So I gotta keep up with the rivals. I gotta keep up with the enemy. You know what I'm saying? So here's when it comes down to asking my Tannehill trust. I didn't trust in the first year. I didn't trust in the second year. And every year that ended really bad. I trust him during the regular season.
So I got a question. Hang on a second. In Tennessee,
right?
In that playoff game,
which one?
The last one against Cincinnati. In that playoff game, were y'all talking about the fact that he threw an unnecessary interception when y'all were in field goal range, or did they just forget about that too?
Wait, which one? The first one? The
last one? The last interception. When they were in field goal range, all they had to do was kick a field goal. They would have won the game. He threw an interception because he threw into triple coverage. Were y'all talking about that, or were y'all still talking about the 9 sacks or whatever, and not winning the game? Because everybody wants to say Cincinnati won that game, but I feel like Tannehill lost that game personally.
I got a call about that 20 minutes ago. We still talking about it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Go ahead.
One of the last episodes I did on Titan Talk, well, it's in the Mike with Joey Two Wallets. I just change the title from time to time. We were talking about who would we replace Tannehill with. I said, look, man, I want to keep Ryan Tannehill for one more year, and I want Teddy Two Gloves. But Miami gonna go ahead and jump the gun and do it for me. So,
okay. And before I bring everybody on, this is the last question before I drop the link. Do you believe Teddy will threaten Tua's job, or do you think he's just going to challenge him and Tua's going to take it by the reins? Because McDaniel did his best to end that argument today, but I'm just curious from a talent perspective, you mentioning respect for Teddy Two Gloves, do you think that he can threaten Tua? Because I don't want that. I want this to be Tua's job unless he gets hurt or if he's just horrifically bad. But in the locker room, do you think that there's going to be a threat there between Tua and Teddy?
All right, I'm going to tell you personally. So for all you Dolphin fans, just plug your ears real quick. Teddy Bridgewater, and I'm still going to say this, is better than, I'm going to say 2/3 of the league. Every time this guy learns a playbook, Carolina, he was there for less than a year.
Yep.
He did not get hold of that offense. Does anybody remember what he was in Minnesota after he learned that offense?
He was a top 5 quarterback before he got hurt.
Okay. Now, do you remember when Drew Brees got hurt? Do we realize that he was undefeated
Wasn't he 8-0
with that defense and that running back?
Wasn't it 6-0 or 8-0 or something like that? I can't remember what it was. But yeah, and I have respect for Teddy. I watched him at Louisville. I've watched his entire career. I felt after the injury, he got the short end of the stick, and then he got stuck behind a Breeze, and then he had to go and become a journeyman and win jobs here and there. But this is his hometown. He's a 305 guy. So
exactly.
So I think he's going in there trying to win this job. But I don't know if Tua puts it together and he's more consistent, Teddy can't win this job, right? Because Tua definitely has more of a. See, I was hoping you'd be on. What is Tua's ceiling?
To be completely honest, I'm gonna tell you like I told my boy SoCal, because my boy SoCal believes that I'm the biggest hater on the planet. I'm just keeping it real. Tua's ceiling is Drew Brees. One Super Bowl win, 70% accuracy throwing as a quarterback. That's what I see him at.
Do you ever see him getting to the 5,000 yards though? Or 4,500 yards in a season? Do you think he can do that?
Well, in this offense, absolutely.
Okay.
Look what John Elway did with Ed McCaffrey, Rod Smith, and why do I forget the tight end's name all of a sudden?
Damn it. He caught the ball in the back.
Shannon Sharp.
What's up?
Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I don't know why that name skips me. We all watch him every day.
I don't watch that trash channel. I watch YouTube.
Oh, okay. All right.
Nah, man, Skipping Shannon is I like Shannon. I always like Shannon. He's got a wise ass mouth, but I cannot stand Skip.
People knock me. I'm a Skip Bayless fan.
He's controversial on purpose. I don't know how to push a narrative without being fake, and he pushes it even though we know he's fake.
But that's the thing. Y'all think he's fake. Look where he was born. Look, first of all, we got to give that credit to that dude. That dude is older than dirt, molasses, and oil. And that dude's in better shape than probably anybody I've ever met in my life.
That's fair.
That's fair. Okay. So Skip Bayless is what we all are who do shows like this every day.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why I like him. He's a fan first. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
So that's why I love Skip. And
what do you think about this? CT says Pete thinks Teddy Two Gloves is going to teach Kenny Three Gloves Pickett how to be a franchise QB.
I'm going to tell you right now. Look, I know you got connections, and I already know how business works. So let's put the two together. You want to know why all these wide receivers are getting traded? Look at all the places where these receivers are getting traded. To not great quarterbacks, to quarterbacks that need to get over the hump.
And they need a great weapon to do it.
You would think, right? But what does that mean? That means the draft for quarterbacks is bad.
Yeah. It's terrible. I've been saying this is one of the weakest classes. This is one of the weakest classes I've seen probably 15 years. Like, it's been a long time.
Tight ends
tight end wide receivers for days.
Yeah. Like, tight ends are decent and wide receivers. There's going to be at least 8 or 9 teams with a starting wide receiver that's a rookie between the slot and the other two.
So I'm going to tangent, and this is my last question. I'm going to bring I'm going to drop the link so I can get people on. And you're welcome to hang out as long as you want. But Mike Shanahan's system takes mediocre quarterbacks and makes them better than average, borderline Pro Bowl.
My man.
What will this offense realistically do for Tua? Because I don't believe you consider him a straight mediocre quarterback. I think he does have above average skill set. So is this going to turn him into a star to where he enters the conversation towards the 3/4 of the season done? He's starting to enter that conversation of, okay, this guy's showing that he's up there with the rest of the AFC elites. Granted, I know the AFC elites are crazy right now, but will this offense make him a star or be able to give him the potential to become that star? Or do you think he can be that star anyways?
I'm glad that you said star and not superstar.
Yeah, I just want him to be a star. I don't need Joe Burrow. I don't need Patrick Mahomes. I don't need Herbert. I don't need that big.
Joe Burrow's not a superstar, and we can get into that a whole nother day.
That's fair. But yes, I want to be a star.
Joe Burrow's a sophomore, lucky come off injury. Okay, right now, Tua's clock just turned from possibly injury-prone quarterback to possible every other year Pro Bowl quarterback.
Okay.
Because the AFC is stacked.
Okay.
You know, like I said, when me and my boy Big Chief say all the time, we want to see health and consistency from Tua.
Yeah.
Because me and him, he hates the SEC. I love the SEC.
Yeah, but bro, you can't argue that there's never been an Alabama quarterback in our lifetime be successful. They're successful at being a backup.
You know what? I still argue McFerrin's. He was a Cincinnati quarterback. Yeah.
He's a backup. He almost got his shot. I know what you're talking about. He almost got his shot and then he got hurt. But
I'm waiting for somebody to get hurt and all of a sudden it'd be like,
but AJ McCarron,
where did he come from?
But AJ McCarron had this. He was never known to not know or learn playbooks quickly. He had the mental part that I don't think Tua necessarily has. I think Tua has the athleticism advantage, but the mental advantage I think goes to AJ McCarron. And, you know, my buddy, hopefully I get him on one day. He thinks Mac Jones is going to be great. I think Mac Jones is going to be gone in 4 or 5 years from New England. I don't think he's going to be anything. I just don't think he's mobile enough to succeed in today's day and age, especially with how quick the defensive linemen are getting. And as some of them, like Jordan Davis or whatever his name is, he's huge and still runs like a 4.6 or something like that. That's stupid.
Okay,
bro.
wrap your head around this, because Matt Jones, right?
Yeah.
You know football as much as I know football, just from our conversation.
Yeah.
A taller Trent Green.
Oh, 100%. But I don't think he has the electric arm that Trent Green had, because that's one thing he had when he was Mac Jones's age, but he still had an electric arm. And I'm not impressed by Mac Jones's arm.
You know why I am? Because in a very, very short time, I'm talking about from the beginning of preseason to the end of week 4, he was able to develop zip on his ball.
Yeah, okay.
Tom Brady 5 years to get.
I'm not going to argue he's younger, and I understand that you can, with today's teachers and training techniques, you can develop that strength. But Vince Lombardi was the last era of football I watched a quarterback throw less than 10 times in a game. And if you're a potential franchise quarterback, I don't care what the game plan is. They gave up trying to get some first downs by not throwing it. And, one of the biggest knocks for Tua this last season was they couldn't play in the weather in Tennessee. But Mac Jones couldn't play in the weather, obviously. Couldn't throw through the snow, couldn't throw through the wind. So what makes Mac Jones any different than any other Alabama quarterback that's ever come in?
Because Mac Jones is not Josh Allen. Mac Jones is not Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Jones is not my homeboy from Kansas City. He ain't got arm like that.
No.
He ain't Jeff George. He ain't Dan Marino, who I love, by the way. Heck, he ain't even John Elway. Heck, he ain't Peyton Manning when it comes to arm strength. And people used to not Peyton Manning. I love Peyton Manning.
Peyton was the smartest person playing quarterback I ever watched.
Thank you. That's the reason why. Look, for me, I get knocked on this, just a sidebar. Peyton Manning passed the baton to Russell Wilson, and then Russell Wilson is still going with it. Okay? Everybody's like, oh, the best quarterback is Mahomes. I'm sorry, man. Until Russell Wilson retires, that guy is it. There's something when you can say guys have an it factor.
Yeah.
It went from Peyton Manning to Russell Wilson, and that's my argument.
Yep. All right. So I'm gonna do a quick tease real quick on everybody. Not tease, but a promo real quick. Make sure everybody remembers to check out the Fins Tailgate. That's where we are. It is the tailgate party that never stops. You feel like donating, the link's down there at the bottom. We are an official partner of Fanatics. Hopefully working on getting that sponsorship soon. The better way to do that is for y'all to click the link in the bottom of the description and go there for all of your NHL, NFL, NBA, MLB, NASCAR, college sports, any type of merchandise, hoodies, jerseys, hats. You can go get whatever you want. Go get yourself a Tua jersey. Or, if you're in Tennessee, go get a Tannehill jersey. Why not? But you can get whatever you need at Fanatics. And as always, you can check out on Tuesdays, we've got Tonk 7 with color commentary for TMI at 9 p.m. Directly after that's me with Open Mic. And Drop the Mic on Saturdays at 10 p.m. And then color commentary wherever we are, he is. And you can catch him on all the other YouTube channels as well. Very active in the chats. Thank y'all for being here. We are getting closer and closer to that 1,000 subscribers. We're so close, guys. We're getting there, and way ahead of schedule. We had El Capitan and I had many conversations of when we expected to be where we are now, and this is way sooner than we expected. So we appreciate all of y'all. If you're watching this after we're live, please comment. We got 20 comments on the last video. It's fun. I'll interact with you on what was said during the video. But without further ado, I'm going to bring Color on, let him talk to Joey Two Wallets, and then if El Cap wants to jump on, he can too. But what up, Color?
What's up, guys?
Joey Two Wallets.
How's it going, Joey Two Wallets? Nice to have you, man. Welcome.
It's good, man. Hey, I saw your video when you guys saw, and you was on the phone and you was all lit up, dude. I was like, I gotta see that guy.
Appreciate that, man. We appreciate that. We always love it. All fans come this way because we all got our little quirks in our fan bases. It's really good to share a lot of the time. See it from a different perspective. But I kind of agree with a lot of what you said. About from your perspective. Looking at our team and our quarterback. I can't say I really argue much, but how I was actually more wondering how it felt to be, starting your way down the 7-year plan that we just got off of with your guy up there in Tennessee.
Yeah, and Tony wants to know if you think they're going to be moving off of him by drafting a quarterback this year as well.
All right. Well, first of all, we ain't drafting no quarterback this year because there's only one good one. And if he doesn't go to Seattle, he's going to somewhere up there. He's going. I'm telling you, everybody's like, "Oh, there's not going to be a quarterback in the first 15 years." Yeah, there is. There's going to be one, and it's Willis from Liberty. I don't care what anybody says. There's going to be one trade where somebody trades like 3 picks. It's not going to be the commies? We're just going to go there. It's not going to be the Washington commies. They're not going to draft him. But boy, Seattle sure is setting themselves up.
So, as most of the Tennessee fans kind of, did they take heed to what we say down here, and they've already moved off of them in the long term, or do you guys have your group of people that are diehards and just think he's going to do it one day?
Most of the people that I talk to are actually Tannehill diehards. And I'm going to tell you right now, during the season, I'm a diehard.
Well, of course.
But, like I told my man Mike earlier, my backup plan just signed in Miami.
Teddy Two Gloves.
Yeah, because if Teddy Two Gloves gets a whole season where he understands the system, and this is where we're going to improve with Tannehill this year. We now have a passing game coordinator who had live experience with Houston and a rookie quarterback last year. So that's where Tannehill's going to improve. And we just finally got him a safety mitt in Hooper. So we got a tight end now who's no slouch. That will calm
How the hell
down.
do I get rid of Jonnu Smith?
So you have no doubts about Teddy?
Huh?
You have no doubts about Teddy?
I have no doubt. Matter of fact, I have no doubts about Teddy. If Tua gets hurt, it's going to be really hard for him to get that job back. Because if he does get hurt, we all see the same scenario. In college, it was around, I think it happened to him twice. It was around week 5 or week 6. In the NFL, he has a little bit better protection now. So it'll be week 8 or week 9. That'll give Tua enough time to play around with the playbook. And we saw what he did with the targets down in New Orleans. These targets are better. And Teddy Two Gloves loves to play on grass. That beluga grass dog got down in Miami?
See, I actually don't disagree with you much, but it's fighting words around these parts for me to say that. So it's nice and refreshing to hear it come from somebody who don't give a damn whether the Dolphins fan base gatekeeps him out of their group. You know what I mean? So it's nice to hear.
Well, you know what? It's because I'm not a hater of Tua.
Me neither. Me neither. But I like to fashion myself as a realist after, all these years. It's, a lot of people see it as negativity, but, we've gotten a negative product for a lot of years. What are you supposed to do?
El Capitan with the question right there.
No, you know what? I was waiting for him to finish. But that comment is 100% right. Think about this. If Marcus Mariota doesn't get hurt, Tennessee does not trade for Tannehill. We've actually seen Marcus Mariota successful in the postseason because we've seen him have a bad half and have a comeback bad half. Guess what? We see Mahomes do that every year. He has one bad half and comes back in a second.
And see, ironically, from the outside looking in, I saw Tannehill and Mariota in the same exact light that you see Teddy and Tua when you guys were going into that. I mean, I knew it wasn't going to, it was just going to be a matter of time before Tannehill was your guy. You know what I mean?
You want to know what's funny though? Tannehill, who had injury issues down in Miami, hasn't had them in Tennessee. So his seasons have been a little bit more successful. Now he's had playoff experience. Now he needs to have successful playoff experience.
Well, that's what we always hoped. But I'm one of those. I was I was off of Tannehill early on. I mean, I rooted him on for all those years, but
the reason he
it's
hasn't
not
gotten
like
hurt
I
is
actually.
I was going to say
You
real
know,
quick, Kohler, and let you finish. The reason he hasn't gotten hurt is he got a fucking offensive line finally.
Thank you.
and also he hasn't really been. I mean, his career, he hasn't really been injury prone in his career. He had that, that injury that stopped him from going to the playoffs, and that one's kind of been, that came back to him right away. But other than that, he really hasn't been recurring injury as far as that goes, other than having the one. I always people over on in our neck of the woods are all have heard me say it 1,000 times that all of the stuff that they put behind Tannehill, Derrick Henry and the offensive line and above average defense, stuff like that, I always said was going to buy him precisely 1.5 more games per year, and that's exactly what it did.
And that's
so
exactly what we give him. Yeah.
And so it would have been nice to see him take us to the playoffs a little more often, but I have a feeling this is why I was always against, continuing to build around him. It was the same story every year, just this one more piece while the rest of them are falling out the back. You know what I mean? And it's just this constant, okay, fine. Well, if you do it all once in one shot, here it is at Tennessee: running game, offensive line, defense, decent wide receivers. And it put him exactly where you would have seen Miami all those years had we done what Tennessee did for Tannehill. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, to a T. The only
Now he
difference
could fall into the Super Bowl finally. You know what I mean?
You know what though? The one thing that I am glad that we have Tannehill right now is the way Mike Vrabel has built his staff. People think, well, for the last 3 years, we had our offensive coach leave, and yet our offensive staff still mostly stayed intact. So the continuity building from Tannehill being there 3 years, he actually got better each year. This year, you think about it, he didn't have anybody to throw to. Everybody was hurt. I don't know if anybody remembers the speech that he talked about when you got 96 guys come in and out the door having different starters, and yet you still got a guy, trying to be consistent and get better. Then again, we also have to remember, new offensive coordinator. He tried tweaking things a little bit. So there was a little bit, and he didn't have a tight end all year long.
Right.
We re-signed one of them, kept him on the team. He's a blocking tight end, and we got Hooper, which is going to be great because he's going to be our Delaney Walker. That's the reason why we got him. So the interceptions that we saw Tannehill throw in the first quarter, he doesn't have to force those to a wide receiver. Now he can dump that to Hooper, which he was comfortable doing with Delaney Walker when Delaney Walker was there.
Mm-hmm.
So, what did I say?
Joey, got a question for you. It's from Tony. He says, Joey, since you don't have any stake in the game before Tannehill came to Tennessee, did you not like the fact that people were already giving up on Tannehill, not realizing he was only a starter realistically at the quarterback position for 3 years?
No. I was one of the people. I did not want it. I wanted to keep Mariota. I didn't want Tannehill. So him coming to town, I was nervous because I'm realistic. And when I saw what made me nervous, I saw the practice video with Tannehill in Miami. Oh, and let's understand one thing. The reason why Tannehill, you guys never saw what he's been doing in Tennessee and Miami.
6 different offensive coordinators.
And Adam Gase.
Tried to unlock him.
Yeah, like Adam Gase.
Adam Gase needs to be unlocked.
Yeah, like I was one of those Adam Gase guys when he left Denver. I'm thinking, oh man, that's gonna work. But then hearing how he's a control freak and how he's got anger management issues and him and management didn't get along.
Sounds like the guy we just fired too, huh?
Well, you want to know what the difference is?
Brian Flores knew how to coach.
Yeah.
Yo, in the chat, guys, we're 4 away from 50. 4 away from 50 likes. When we get to 50 likes, I'm going to drop the link. I don't usually do that, but we got 79 people in here. We need to get these likes up. So If y'all don't like the show, that's one thing, but you're still watching. So, just go back and hit that little thumbs up button. That's all we need.
Or matter of fact, if y'all think I'm pretty, just go ahead and hit that like button.
Hey, and I got all pretty for you, guys. Like I got my nice bolo on. It ain't even straight because I'm all out of whack. But
matter of fact, if you're a Batman fan, go ahead and throw up that like. I still ain't seen the movie yet.
Hey, Batman, neither have I. Batman's in the chat too. We got a Batman with Miami Sports Fanatic show. Y'all check them out if you ain't going over there and watching their content. Him and Gio are doing the thing.
Come on, Batman.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to drop this link. But Joey, before the madness begins, because this is the next hour and a half of this show is when if you get a word in, congrats. Kohler is definitely the most victorious at getting his word in. But we have some guys that'll give them a run for their money. I will, at sometimes if it kind of gets out of hand, I will set the ground rules and I will mute people just so somebody else can get their opinion heard. I try to, if you just make for you, just a nod your head or whatever. If you're on camera, let me know you want to talk and I will gladly allow you to talk and have the next or whatever. If you can't get your word in, I'll get you in there. And then if you're in the private chat and you got, put your hand up or just let me know you want to be next. And I will definitely do my best. If y'all work with me, I'll work with you. We can keep this civilized. I'm going to refresh this. See if we're at 50 likes really quick. We're at 55. So we are about to rock and roll.
Hey, Mike, did you see Tonk's question for Joey? Did we get it asked?
Which one?
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
Oh, no, it was Tony's. I got it. It was Tony's question, Kohler.
Oh, Tony, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good. I got it.
Far away
Ooh, look at that lighting.
Green.
All right, y'all. Here comes the link. My guess. All right, before we go, Kohler, who's going to be first, Tony or CT?
First to what?
Crypto. When I drop this link, who's going to be first to be in the back?
Oh, easy, Crypto.
Okay, here we go. All right, boys and girls. This is where open mic is truly
Crypto's
open
not
mic.
here, then it's going to be CT.
This is truly open mic, to where whatever we want to talk about, we talk about. It can be Miami Dolphins. It can be whatever. I don't care. As long as hey, Drewbatron.
He was lurking. He was sniping there.
Oh,
how's it going, boys?
Crypto. So Tony.
I tried, but damn it.
Drewbatron, good job, dude. Way to be first.
Hey,
Welcome, everybody. Welcome.
Sorry, Drewbatron. I was going to ask you, how's everything going, Bubba? Like, your everything you got going on, everything going good?
Hey, we're doing good. Yeah, I'm streaming over here on Twitch. You know how we do.
Tell them where to find you.
Twitch.tv/Drewbatron.
There you go. All right.
You can find me on Twitter too.
Hey, Tony, how's your back feeling, man? Are you feeling better? Are you in better spirits?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man.
Awesome. Good. Thanks for being here. And then CT, you were next. How you doing, Bubba?
What's going on? Good. What's up, everybody?
Hey, and to the people that are trying to get in the back, I'm full. I got 12 back there right now. When I get an opening, I'll get you in. So we can only have 10 people on right now. Sweet. This is fun. So, and then let's see who was next. I think it was Ian Baller. How you doing, Bubba?
I'm doing good. How are y'all?
Man, I'm doing good. Thanks for being here. And Tony, thanks for jumping on, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and give you the first question for either Joey or anybody on the panel. Let you lead it off because you always got good questions, and now's your time, Bubba.
Joey, before you guys got Tannehill, since you had no stake in the game as a Tennessee fan before he went there, did you hate that people moved off him so quickly, not realizing the kid was only a starting quarterback for 3 years in the pros and 1 year in college? So having no stake in the game before he went to Tennessee.
We're talking about Tannehill, right?
Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah. I'm going to say the same thing I said when he got drafted to my friends in our war room. I don't draft or play with wide receivers at quarterback.
No, he was originally a quarterback when he was recruited, but he was
high school.
Right, but he went to wide receiver in A&M.
He had no choice because there was no other. He had like two quarterbacks in front of him, so that's what people need to realize.
Oh, dude, I got a guest in the back. I'm gonna have to wait to bring him on until we get around with the. He's got Jets are greater than Dolphins as his name. I don't even know who that is,
Jesus
but
Christ.
yeah,
That's
he's
not
got,
Hold
his
on,
name
hold
says
on.
Matt. Jets are greater than
Drop
Dolphins.
me out for a minute, Mike, if you want.
All right, I'm gonna. I want
I
this
just
guy.
got one question before you bring that person up. Nobody here does drugs like that dude, right? Jets.
All right,
Because
Matt, I'm gonna
I
get you on in a second, but
I
I
don't know.
got.
When I was in elementary school, they said drugs kill. You know, I'm
All right, I'm gonna let him on, and I'm gonna see.
He's
what's
gonna
up. What's
really
up,
come
Matt?
after you because they beat y'all.
What's up, Matt?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, what's up, dude? Jets are greater than Dolphins. You a Jets fan?
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. So,
Hmm.
So what part of New
enemy
York you
territory,
from?
man. What brought you to the show? Appreciate you being here,
Well,
though.
I don't know. I just saw it on recommended.
Hey, we
Yeah.
don't bash anybody's teams or allegiances. I don't. You may have somebody in here that doesn't think the Jets are a real team still, but that you're getting
Oh,
Robert
is it
Saleh
the Titans fan, the team we beat?
Oh,
I know he was gonna come
Ooh.
after you on that one.
I
Hold
didn't even
on.
see the
I
Titans
think
though.
I heard some shots
Shots
fired
fired.
outside. Let me duck.
I knew he was going for the throat on that one.
Well,
See, I will. I'll give you that, Matt. But saying that the Jets are better than the Dolphins, that's called mental illness. It's called being delusional.
hey Matt,
We're
real
just
quick
picking.
though,
We're just picking. We're
how long
just
you been a
picking.
Jets fan, Matt?
My whole life.
Your whole life? Are you a Zach Wilson believer?
Yeah. For
Awesome.
sure. I mean, it
So
looked
tell
rough
us.
in the beginning
So
of the season.
I got
Y'all
the.
not ready to move off Zach Wilson though, right?
No.
All right.
y'all
and-
like Jay Cutler Jr.?
Who?
Yeah.
Jay Cutler Jr. That's Zach Wilson's
Oh,
real
Zach
name.
Wilson. Hang on, Matt. So I got a question for you. Being that you're a division rival, we had Joey Tuwalitz give his opinion on Miami Dolphins team, and I'm sure you've watched some of the acquisitions that has been done so far this offseason. Do you have a different level of respect for the Miami offense, or did it not change much for you as a Jets fan?
Once you got Mike McDaniels, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and then
really
we got
like him
we
'cause he's
got
from the
Tyreek Hill,
Niners,
Taron
so,
Armstead, Cedric
yeah.
Wilson, and Raheem Mostert, Chase Edmonds. We went down the list and Connor Williams at left guard. Do you like? Are you worried about playing the Dolphins now?
No.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I would.
I think
On
we
third
got a
down,
lot
I
of
would.
acquisitions too to help our system and everything. So
Well, I'm a big believer in Robert Saleh. I liked what he
Yeah,
did
me
with the
too.
defense in San Francisco with all the talent he had and getting the max out of that. And I thought that was a really good hire for the Jets. And I know I think it was the Jets whose owner was on Trump's political team or something like that, and he came back into town. And that was the first thing he did was hire Robert Saleh. And I'm a big fan of his. So, and I'm just glad that y'all have Michael Carter, you've got Zach Wilson, you've got Elijah Moore. Maybe, finally we can get some consistency in the AFC East and it's not just a one-horse race. Because I think for me, football is more fun when the division's rocking and rolling and there's
It's
no
competitive.
easy victories per se.
Matt.
yeah.
You there? Do you think you guys are going to draft another tackle and maybe the Linderbaum kid from Iowa to solidify your offensive line?
I think if Linderbaum's in the late 20s, I really want to trade up for him.
No,
But-
he's gonna be. They're predicting him to be in the top 10. Actually,
No, I don't want him in the top 10 at all. I'd rather take Sauce or Hamilton or like another edge. So
Mhm.
Hey, Matt.
A
So
dominant
if you
edge
were the
player, yeah.
GM of the Jets, who would you take at y'all's first pick?
KT, if he's there, I would probably try to trade back if KT's not there.
Mhm.
So
You
Yeah, I
guys
would
got
probably-
2 picks in the top 10 though, right?
Yeah, I'm higher on KT
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
most people, so that'd be a great pick.
yeah.
So I'm going to get go ahead, Joey.
Yeah, before Matt, I mean, I know you guys beat Tennessee last year, but to be completely honest, I was surprised at the grit that you guys showed in the last 8 games as a New York Jets fan. Look, my whole family's from New York, so I understand what do the kids say? I know what the assignment is. Well, if the New York Giants are going to play soft, both teams in New York can't be soft regardless of record. That team showed up and they were physical last year. So I expect we might have a physical New York Jets football team come up here in the next couple of years. That's just my expectation of Robert Saleh and what, the GM and what they're trying to build. So getting another pass rusher, I actually wouldn't be surprised because the Jets do that all the time.
Yeah.
They
It's
got no
gonna be like
receivers.
At least to slow
2012.
down some AFC teams and all this firepower. You
Yeah,
have to put
2012.
quarterbacks on their butt.
Are you talking about the year that y'all got what was his name? He ended up going to
I'm just
another
talking
team.
years we went back-to-back AFC championships.
Yeah.
It played really tough.
Leonard not Leonard.
What was it?
Leonard
Williams? Yeah,
Yeah,
Leonard Williams. That's right. That was 2012,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but so Batman, what's up, dude? Thanks for joining up, man. I know Big John's trying to get in too. I think I got one more spot available. So,
what's up,
What's going on,
Batman?
guys? What's going on, Joey? What's going
Bat.
on,
What's up,
Michael the
Batman?
Mike, everybody? Drew Patron, CT, Crypto, Tony Pepperoni, Tony Manzano,
Evening.
Ian Baller. What's going on, everybody in the comment section? What's going on, guys?
Yeah,
So-
man. Can I tell you one thing? We all got a bunch of mobster names up in here, man.
Mobster days.
that's awesome. So Batman, go ahead and let everybody on Finn's Tailgate know where they can find you and where we can catch all your stuff, and then tell us your thoughts on the acquisition so far.
So we're a Miami Sports Fanatic show. I'm co-host with Gio, GOT. So we do shows right before you guys. We just got off, and then I tried going on Hellfins on the Spanish one right now, trying to see if I could jump on and throw a little Spanish, help them out. But they told me they're gonna have me as a guest, so I'm like, all right, cool with that. As far as the acquisitions, obviously, I'm excited. I'm thrilled. We were a couple of us on here right now. We got some inside scoop on the things that are coming up. As far as the players are squashed, as far as not coming here anymore, the rumors. We're still in play for somebody, and we heard some crazy. We heard a scenario of a Tua trade that was going to go to San Fran, which is crazy. This is before McDaniel. This is way before.
Okay.
So we heard all of this.
Okay.
Yeah, we heard all of this, and it was
Mhm.
crazy. So, but no, I'm excited. I'm thrilled. I'm happy. I wanted to go to the owners' meetings tomorrow, but I got an appointment early. So by the time I make it over there, 2 hours up there, I'm not gonna make it. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm thrilled. I'm happy. Want to jump on for a little bit before I hit the bed and just say what's up to everybody.
Yeah, what's up, dude? I appreciate it. Big John, I know you're in the back. I'm gonna get you on here in just a second. So Tony, are you what? So I think you were on Saturday, and I briefly asked you, but I know you were having some issues that night. So what is your idea of what this offense might look like next year?
What honestly, I want it to look like the offense that San Francisco ran in the '80s with Montana. That's the style of offense I want to be. That West Coast offense that what's his name? The coach.
That's what I was telling you. Bill Walsh. That's what I was trying to
Walsh.
point everybody toward.
Yeah.
Not the McDaniels version, but the Bill Walsh version. That's what we need to run.
Yeah, I don't want to run the. I'm not saying the Shanahan offense is West Coast offense is good, but I would prefer the Bill Walsh West Coast better.
What about you, Mr. Pepperoni?
I want an offense that can control the ball, wear down defenses, keep opposing quarterbacks off the field. Okay, and be able to go up to Buffalo, go up to Foxborough in December and beat them in inclement weather. That's what I want.
Okay.
My man.
Yeah. Ian Baller, what's your question for Joey?
I wasn't here earlier, so I don't know if y'all asked him this question, but Joey, what's your take on Mike McDaniel as a head coach?
Mike McDaniel is a head coach. I said it earlier. I think he's almost he's a football version of Coach Spo. And those first couple of years, I think people realized that they got him talent. He learned how to develop him. He learned how to talk to stars. I don't know for any guys that are Miami Heat fans,
there's the
Jermaine
biggest one in
O'Neal.
the back. I'm bringing him on in a second.
Well, I'm a huge one too, so
I'm surprised Mike on the mic hasn't hit me yet with it. So
hey, I know. I was being nice, Batman. Y'all didn't have your stars. That was an ass whooping that y'all needed to take. So
yeah, so I mean, when he got Jermaine O'Neal and he got Eddie Jones, he learned how to deal and develop even older stars. He had LeBron. He learned who to bring in. Now, look at the crew that he's got now. He's a Swiss Army knife. I believe that McDaniel can be the Swiss Army knife. Those first couple of years, he's got to take his lumps. And this is where I'm shaky with Miami. Is Ross going to be patient enough, like Pat Riley was with Spo? Will Ross be patient enough with McDaniel down the road?
Well, I think I'm more worried about the fans being patient.
The million-dollar question, yeah.
So, all right, Ian, appreciate it, bro. And I'm going to bring on Big John. And first thing I'm going to say is he's a huge Eric Spoelstra fan and well aware of the age similarities and the trajectory of their careers and all that kind of stuff. But, Big John, why don't you say what's up to Joey?
So I didn't hear you.
I was say what's up to Joey, Big John. He was a guest host tonight, and he's here to join the rest of the panel.
What's up, Joey?
Go, man.
How you doing, bro? I see the other man who knows what Spoelstra is. I'm not the only one.
Yeah, Spoelstra. I mean, he's the most consistent coach in basketball, if you ask me. Even Rick Carlisle may have been tenured longer, but he just what Spoelstra's done year in and year out. And I'm a Mavericks fan, so what he's done year in and year out is make him a very tough-minded defensive team that wins on the defensive floor and then sets up the offensive.
Popovich is
so essentially what Mike just has admitted is when he talks basketball, don't listen to him.
Ooh, what is
Hold on. Me and my man had a mic backstage yesterday. The man's pretty good. He knew a little bit.
I know. He knows. No. Him and I have talked a lot. I just giving him shit because he's a Dallas fan.
Hey, you know what? The only reason why I don't knock Dallas is because they got Baby Bird. I didn't like Luka at first, but Baby Bird, man, he.
Hey Joey, let me ask you a question. That running back you guys got in Tennessee that killed us in the Tennessee game, because I saw it first. I saw the ass whooping firsthand. I was there. So that running back,
he's in Carolina now.
Oh, he went to Carolina. Damn, man, that's a monster, man.
He's out of Texas. That was my boy.
Okay,
bro.
There's
plug
a
and
reason.
play.
Just one quick thing before everybody gets excited about him. There's a reason that he only got signed 1 year, $2 million deal. He lost a lot of fumbles that never went to the other team. He's got to learn how to carry that ball properly. He needs to go through that Tiki Barber lesson. Like he needs to hold it up high and hard. Because he holds it low like a loaf of bread. He ain't King Henry, man. But
Adrian Peterson had that problem too, but they seem to fix it.
Ricky Williams too. He used to trip on the grass and fumble.
Yeah,
no,
that's an easy
Ricky
problem.
Williams was trying to get the grass. That's why he fumbled.
Oh,
he was bending down to pick it up. And
wow.
Right.
You know,
oh man,
I didn't know which way to go.
Real quick, Big John, how's life, man? You want to update anybody on you doing good, doing great? What's going on?
I'm hanging in there, man. I want to give everybody says Eric Spoelstra is a great coach. I got to give Eric Spoelstra credit as a man. For you to be a consistent winner, learn under Pat Riley, and be able to marry an ex-cheerleader of the Miami, you can't beat that, bro. You know,
I personally don't like that dude, man.
Not only was the coach, not only did the video coordinate, he took a cheerleader from the squad, and he wiped her, bro. You can't lose, bro.
He's still an asshole in real life, though.
But him and stepping out of Riley's shadow, man, he did it well, dude. He did it well.
Yep. So, XL, what's up, dude? Have you been here before? Because I have never seen that name.
I have not, brother. I just got an invite from one of the Dolphins Nation brothers over here.
How you
See
doing?
your flag
brother?
in the background.
That's my boy, Mike. That's my boy, XL.
Awesome. What's up, dude? Thanks for joining us, man. Tell you got any YouTube channels or Twitter handles you want anybody
I
to
got a Twitch that I game on, but I don't need to plug anything. I'm nobody. I just work hard and watch football. But no, I popped in because I was fucking, pardon my language, I was mouthing off when I was listening to somebody wanting to run a Joe Montana offense with Jimmy G in the drop back. I can't handle that. So I asked for the link. I had to come in here and rattle that off a little bit. Love the old school Niners. Steve Young is my guy. Joe Montana is my guy. We can go historical if you want, but that will not work. Like Jimmy G is not your man. That's Tua light right there, and he's fucking 10 years deeper in. So I can't have that. I love the Niners actually. That's my backup team right there. But grew up in California. I could not handle hearing that we want a Tony Montana offense with Jimmy G in the drop back, and Kyle Shanahan can't pull that off. He's a great coach. Nobody's pulling that off.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to change quarterbacks, obviously.
Yeah, go ahead, Joey. And then Big
I'm
John.
sorry, man. If you gonna mention the San Francisco Niner greats, you said everybody but the guy who's not in the Hall of Fame, and I get sick and tired of everybody forgetting about Roger Craig like he did not matter in that offense. You got to realize Roger Craig is the reason why that Jerry Rice and John Taylor was always wide open. Okay? Like,
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Hall of Fame, please.
You're not wrong, but I'm talking about the linchpin of that offense, which is the quarterback position. That's what was brought up. Like if they had a good quarterback, they could run that offense and they could build around that quarterback. But to run that offense, I mean, you had Tony Montana. You had Joe Montana.
You know what I mean?
Tony Montana. You had Montana, and then you had Steve Young. I know there was transitional, different coaches and everything, but you don't have the historical great QB position. That's why Shanahan is so great. He's scheming around these players. He's doing an amazing job.
Yeah, he's doing it in around the quarterback positions, but he's doing.
He really is. And we're going to find out if that was McDaniel or Shanahan or just that whole tree, right? We're really going to find that out. I'm a big McDaniels guy, but you can't take anything away from Shanahan. That guy's a great. You take him if you can get him, but you cannot re-engineer that offense with Jimmy G. You just cannot.
Go ahead, Big John.
You need somebody with a similar skill set.
Who was that delusional person that just said the Milwaukee Bucks are winning the Eastern Conference? Somebody smoking some Ricky Williams shit.
He's actually got the next question for Joey too. It's
Aquavision. I'm sorry, bro.
Yes, you need to in the mail.
There you go, Aquavision.
Hey, so he's got a question for Joey. It's about one of the QB prospects in the upcoming draft. He says,
"Go for it."
He says, "Does Willis remind you of McNair a little, size and arm strength?"
Actually, no. I know people are going to hate me on this. He reminds me of a bigger version of Achilles Smith.
Ooh.
But Achilles Smith didn't have it up here. That's where being a D2 prospect, we don't know. We see what's going on with our man over. He's playing for the Commies now.
Okay, I got pushback on that. The reason I think he might be all up here is because of his kind nature is off the field. I mean, the dude stops and helps homeless people and gives them food and helps with the community. And he's a very, very active in the community service aspect of life. And I don't think you do that unless you're right up here.
Okay, but hold on. But that's not where Achilles Smith had it bad. There was nothing wrong with his background. It was on the field and dealing with grown men in huddles. That's where Achilles Smith fell.
That's fair. I get that.
That's the only thing I'm worried about. If he's got that, I don't want to say if he's got that arm, because I think that arm is Michael Vick like. I remember seeing Michael Vick on his knees throwing 80-yard passes.
With a flick of a damn wrist. With a flick of a wrist. Michael Vick just go bloop.
Yeah. And it was gone.
Joey, I actually have a better comparison for Malik. He reminds me a little bit of Warren Moon.
He doesn't have that kind of size. Remember, Warren Moon was like 235. Let me double check that. Because Warren Moon.
I'm talking about his arm strength. I'm talking about the arm strength because Malik can sling it. I'm talking about the arm strength of Malik in terms of the Warren Moon comparison.
I really think people slept on Michael Vick's arm strength. I think you take his legs away.
Yeah, he's one of the greatest arm talents in history.
Flick of the wrist.
That's one of the best.
He's up there.
Literally just
100%. Yeah, but a lot of people don't compare anybody to Vic because you can't really compare. If you strictly want to say arm strength, that's one thing. But because he's so fast, that you can't make a fair comparison to Michael Vick that way.
I mean, the
Look,
thing
the
about
only
the
reason
thing
why
about Michael Vick,
nobody-
he never had
you guys know
LG
why
Crumpler.
Vick's arm
He
gets
had
underrated?
what's his name? Was it White? Was his receiver?
Yeah,
At
Roddy
Ward
White.
Dunn. He
Roddy
never
White.
had he never had like a nice catalog of an offense. LG Crumpler was serviceable. He was pretty good. And White was good too.
Yeah,
But I mean, look what he did when he went to Philly. Look what Michael Vick did when he went to Philly.
Yeah.
Batman. So hold on, Batman. He had a bunch of guys. Nobody else remembers them, or unless you're a football head like me. Tony Martin, Jefferson, and Dwight. People got a reason. Look, the only reason why Chris Chandler, if anybody remembers that name, good at all. He was the reason why Chris Chandler got to Pro Bowl. Okay, and then we saw the Algie Crumplers, the Ward Dunns come in later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Joey,
Yeah, it was on the back end of his career.
Go ahead, Big John.
Joey, I agree with you because I'm a football head too, but Michael Vick on the field with Andre Wright and Michael Haynes, that would have been different.
Hey,
Right.
Joey.
Sure would have.
Joey, will you clear that up real quick? Seriously, like I don't know where that came from, but get out of the comments, bro. I mean, I like you. I know you've been on here before, but that's bullshit.
Hey, if I paint my body, I'm purple. Okay.
Wow. Where did that comment come from?
I don't know. He said.
All I know is I heard a ton of compliments. That was a big positive conversation right there.
And Mike, the reason why people underestimate Michael Vick's arm a little bit is because he rarely threw it. He always ran the ball. That's why people underestimate his arm a lot.
Well, when you ain't got Dallas offensive line, you can't blame him.
Joey.
He was always running for his life.
In the private chat, Matt says that Zach Wilson's the next Vic or greater than Vic.
No, Zach.
I told you earlier he was delusional. It's called mental issue.
All the way out on that.
What? Wait a minute. Hold on.
Hey, that's not bash him. He hasn't said a word
That's
bad
beyond
about
delusional.
Dolphins,
No, I get it. But if you guys listen to anything on Sports Daddy TV, you guys have heard me say it 100 times. And for those of you guys on here who don't know, Sports Daddy TV, we live every Wednesday and we go on every Friday too with the Dolphins show. So that dude is Jay Cutler. He just ain't got a girl yet. Like
and he ain't got the sticker.
No, he's got a better arm than Cutler. I'll give him that.
Hey, Crypto.
Can you remind me of Jay Cutler? Because I wasn't around.
Live
I wasn't watching the Jets when he.
Okay. The last time the
When he
Bears
played
got
for
to
the
the NFC Championship game, he came out because he had a cramp and was riding a bike. That's Jay
I know his work ethic was.
I can't
really
stand
down, right?
it. His work ethic is horrible. His demeanor, man, is just awful.
Jay Cutler had the sticker in his mouth.
Somebody sent the clip of Jay Cutler on that.
Zach
when he was playing
Wilson
Z.
is a stronger arm version of Chad Pennington, to be honest.
Oh, that's just wrong. That's disrespectful. That is it. Chad Pennington had a good head on his shoulders. He was one of the smartest quarterbacks in the league. He just had no talent, but he had hard work from Marshall and Randy Moss to go ahead with his no talent. He was a hustler with a good
didn't
haircut.
have an arm, though.
Y'all cannot knock Chad Pennington.
Chad Pennington couldn't throw it 20 yards.
Talk about noodle arm.
He was accurate. He had that
but that's because he had that shoulder surgery, and after that shoulder surgery, dude, it was done. It was done after that shoulder surgery. Now I will give Matt this: Zach Wilson is absolutely better than Sam Darnold. So there you go.
Dude, that was
He's way better. Plus, his second half, his last 9 games, he played pretty good.
Are we sure?
Okay,
we know he's more talented than Sam Darnold.
Hang on. On the Sam Darnold thing.
Yeah,
I'm going to say this before we get into anything else, and then I'm going to let Joey respond, Big John, and Batman. I know Batman's probably going to be getting out soon, but here's the so Sam Darnold's quarterback class. I thought if there was anybody that was going to be good from that class, it was Sam Darnold, because I watched what he did in the pocket against Texas when he was at USC, and I watched him manipulate the pocket on a pro level of manipulation, and I watched him work his way up in the pocket. He had the arm. He has the talent. He just I think he's had the short end of the stick, but Zach Wilson, I think, has a higher ceiling than Sam Darnold, but I don't think it's a done deal whether or not Zach Wilson's better than Sam Darnold.
But would you
Sam
pay that draft
Darnold?
capital
He's already
for that small of
exceeded
an
him.
upgrade?
What's up, Exo?
Sam Darnold,
Go ahead,
the game never slowed down for Sam Darnold. That's the problem. The game never slowed down for him.
My question
He
for
has a
anybody
very
that would
big
answer it would
turnover
be: Would
issue.
you pay that draft capital for that minor of an upgrade over Sam Darnold? I think Sam Darnold gets a bad rap. I think you
No.
did upgrade with Zach Wilson, but was that worth the capital you paid for it as a Jets fan? I'm not a Jets fan. I got no skin in the game.
Big John, what do you think about that comparison? Zach Wilson better than Sam Darnold?
I think before we get into the comparison, I think Sam Donald had the David Carr experience. You know,
Thank you. He stole my point.
You go to a team, they crush you, they sack you 100 times, they knock you out, they kill your confidence, and you never get a fair shake. Because as much as everybody wants to hate on Tua, Sam Darnold, or all these other quarterbacks, it depends. I said before, it depends on the situation you go to. The Jets for the last 30 years, as a situation for a quarterback, ever since Ken O'Brien left, they've sucked. And I don't care what anybody says.
But fumble himself.
But fumble himself. You know what I'm saying? He got him there. He got him there on the back of Curtis Martin, but he got him there. You know, but he is an upgrade. He is an upgrade. But if they don't figure out a way to change the fortunes of the Jets, they're going to do the same thing to him because he's got talent. I saw that guy. Even Aaron Rodgers was like, yo, he just throw that shit 4 yards across the field. So
hey, check your connection on the computer. You're cutting in and out real bad on your mic.
Just to add to that, I do think Zach Wilson could be a better quarterback than Sam Darnold, but the Jets have to do right by him. I mean, look, you got picks, right? You got early picks. I know you want your defensive ends. I know you want all those beautiful players, right? But you got to get the kids some receivers. They got nobody out there that they don't even know who they are in their own house. You got to get some receivers there in the draft.
I think number 10, I want Garrett Wilson. If the Falcons don't pick him,
I'll tell you this right now. Garrett Wilson is
I'm
amazing.
sure one of them two picks.
I'm gonna tell you this. Garrett Wilson's amazing, but look out for Chris Olave. That guy's gonna be a monster.
No.
I'm telling you right now.
I might be in the minority, but Chris Olave is gonna be a bust. Mark my words. Especially
I
where
don't
he
want
gets
Chris
picked.
No way. Not with that kind of speed and route running.
Bro.
No, he's not gonna be no bust.
You know who
he went back to school and stayed in school for a reason, so he can
He reminds me of Ted Ginn. Same exact.
Not even close. This guy can route run. He can run.
Yeah,
routes.
those routes are crisp, dude.
And he added the 4.2 speed with
I
that.
could be wrong, but I'm telling you, Chris Olave is going to be a bust. He's going to be all hype and no production.
Yeah, I think I like George.
He's gonna elevate any quarterback he's go to.
Are we sleeping on Elijah Moore? Are we sleeping on
Devontae Parker
Elijah Moore?
will end up having a better
Everyone's
career.
sleeping on Elijah Moore.
I love Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore is nasty. But Crypto, Devontae Parker will have had a better career than Chris Olave will have in the NFL.
Oh my goodness, that's blasphemy.
Who said that? That was you, Mike?
No.
Wow.
It's just I'm
That's
dogging
a
on
ballsy
Crypto.
statement, Mike. That's a ballsy statement.
Mike, you're gonna give Crypto a heart attack.
Joey, you don't know this, but Crypto, Joey,
you
you don't know this, but Crypto is the biggest Devontae Parker fan in this panel right now.
Okay, well, I'm glad because, hey, man, Crypto, when Devontae Parker end up in Tennessee before this draft, you can go ahead and jump on the bandwagon with us.
He hates.
I'm the one that
he's being Crypto and I hate Parker.
I want that guy bad.
CT and Crypto despise.
Hey, look,
Parker.
we'll take it. We'll take a second round pick.
Give it to him for free. You don't even have to give us no draft pick.
You want Parker on the Titans?
Why do you want that?
Give me a used.
How come you're not talking to Greer?
You could take them.
Hang on, Crypto.
Give me a used vending machine and we'll take them.
How about I send you 2 bottles of Coke Zero and an empty bottle of Pepsi?
Give me a Heineken Zero.
Hey, I will take it as long as you take his contract.
We don't mind.
It's a man.
There's no more
That
guaranteed
drop,
money
though.
on the end of that deal.
I'll take him to the airport myself.
All right, so
No, the thing, I'll say there's
We're
no more
gonna
dead
use the
money on his
post office
contract.
trucks and give them to you. Patch them up and ship them over.
Parker has no more dead money cap on his contract. I would gladly take it.
Well, why do you want DVP with AJ Brown?
Wrong. Your tone of.
Because
Tannehill's
Tannehill's used to throwing to him. Be honest.
Oh,
he likes
Tannehill
Tannehill.
is happy to hand it
You're a
off to
Tannehill
Henry.
fan.
I'm a big
Just
Tannehill guy, but
he's going to be a part of the 14-year plan because Tannehill already got 7 and Devontae's got 7. So he wanted a part of the 14-year extension.
Him and
That's what it
Devontae are
is.
going to be sipping some wine, eating some Reuniti on ice.
Yeah. And Joey will be happy with his 2 or 3 games a year.
So Crypto,
Yeah, he
I'm
wants
gonna
that
let you-
14-year plan.
I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish the Devontae Parker, but before we get to you, I want one other person to comment on Devontae Parker because XL was trying to get a word in. Go ahead, XL.
I mean, I'm not hating on Devontae Parker. He's overpaid, but why the hell would you want him on the Titans? You want the biggest, slowest team on the planet in a fast-paced NFL right now? Like, I don't understand.
Couldn't have said it better.
I don't understand. You need something explosive, my guy. Like, trade for something fast. Like, come on. I like the Titans. I'm a big Tannehill guy. It doesn't make sense.
I'm telling you, they got quarterbacks in the combine faster than
I
him.
got you. I got my
Yeah.
slot in Robert
Who was
Woods.
that guy,
Everybody's
Color?
gonna
The
be
guy you
shocked.
wanted at 50,
Hang on,
right?
Crypto.
I want to hear him talk. Yeah, let him go.
Yeah, go ahead, Joey.
Oh, okay. Everybody's going to be shocked when Robert Woods comes back healthy. You got to remember, he's been out a long minute and he's already been rehabbing, and they've already said that he's ahead of schedule. That's one.
He's good.
2, I'm a possession receiver guy. I like my John Taylor lookalikes. I don't need 8 Tyreek Hills. Speed does not kill anymore when everybody got speed. But when you got power to go along with that speed, I'm good to go. A.J. Brown can run you over. King Henry can run you over. And when Tannehill gets some cojones, he'll run you over too. So you know what? I don't mind being the one team that's big and powerful and got speed. I'll take all 3.
Do you
And
have
then
an
they
elite
give you a
defense,
quick
like
first
a top
round
5
exits.
defense? Do you have a top 5 defense in Tennessee?
Yes.
No. So
Can you hear me now?
without a
Can you
top
hear me
5
now?
defense, name me a possession team that wins you a Super Bowl or gets you to the conference championship with possession receivers and a possession running back.
They got a top 5 front 7 though.
Big John, you're next. Yeah.
Not none in the last 30 years.
That's what I'm saying.
The Chicago Bears of '85 was the last team.
DVP is a good player. He's a solid player. He does not fit the
The
Titans. That's
Bears
all I'm
of the
saying.
early 2000s with Urlacher.
Yeah.
We
All right,
had
Big John. Get in on this, Big John.
Well, I was asking if I'm still breaking up or you can hear me.
Oh, you can hear you better now, for sure.
It's better.
A little better.
Hey, Big John, if I
I
could
don't
just
understand.
advise you, it really sounds like there's a short in the actual wire of your headset.
It's my
Could be a
headset. The
shortage.
funny thing is, I was on with Crypto the other day, and me and Crypto did not have any interruptions.
Big John,
That's
are you using the
interesting.
computer or using the phone? Why don't you try to switch it up?
The computer.
Maybe it's
Try to
the
use the phone.
connector on the computer, the audio connector on the computer.
Because you sound
Let
like
me connect-
you sound like you
let me
get
try to
chopped
connect
up.
you
We
on
hear
my
like
phone.
4 words.
Yeah, let me.
I'm gonna send him a Logitech adapter.
And,
so he can
and
use a different
actually,
audio port.
we forgot one other team. How about the Ravens with Dilfer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we forgot. I don't think we cared.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna jump out so when
No,
Big John
you guys
gets
were
back in, he can
asking
get in.
possession.
All right, Batman.
receivers.
Appreciate you,
All right,
brother.
much
Hey,
love, guys.
hang on
Fins
real
up.
quick. Real quick.
Batman,
Go
nice
ahead.
to meet you, man.
Hey, last word. Thanks for coming back, first of all, but go ahead and give your last word before you hop off.
I kind of want to give you guys the news, but we just heard back there with CT. But I'm gonna hold on to it. But a lot of these players that were mentioned, like I said, all those they're pretty much dead. They're all dead as far as the scenarios of free agency. But there is
dead.
dead. There is one player. There is one player, and if you want to go back and see what that player was, Cap send it in the private in the text like that video. That's the player. So hopefully we get him. So we'll see.
All right.
Wait,
Heads up,
JC
guys.
Treader's
Cap had a
dead?
video.
Yeah,
I
that
didn't know
JC
he put a
Treader. No,
video.
he didn't die in real life. I'm saying the scenario of him come to the team.
Scenario.
It's
It
yeah,
ain't
it's
happening.
over. Yeah,
It ain't happening.
You
he wants too
scared
much
me.
money, and
Yeah,
for some reason,
that
that
they
was
was
one
that
hell
for
of a
real.
plane ride, man.
Oh my God! What happened to JC Treader? Did he jump off?
Much love, everybody. Hey, fins up.
Easy,
Hit
All
baby.
right,
that
bro.
like
All
button.
right, bro.
Fins up, baby.
That would
He
be
did when we
real quick,
refused to give him 11 million.
real quick on Treader is I feel there might be something else medical wise because he should be signed already. He's not
Nobody's
somebody
interested
that
in
stays
him.
on the market long. He should be signed, and so we'll see what happens. But
That's exactly right.
there's still something gonna happen. It's just what it is at this point. It's all over the place. Like there's so many different ways that this team might go, and all I know is that they until the coaches meetings they hadn't said a damn word, and then they had to because they were there. So we'll see.
I got a question for the Dolphins side of things. Everybody keeps saying something's going to happen, but I think we're all looking at it as a free agency splash, which there's minimal opportunity left for that.
Trade.
Why? Yeah, well, trade, but
Yeah.
same type of thing. Sorry, acquiring talent that's already in the NFL. Why don't we think future draft capital into this year's draft capital to go all in on positional needs in the draft is something that could happen? When somebody says we're not done yet, that could mean flipping 2 first-round assets into draft capital this year, into a center, into some pass rushing. I don't know why everybody looks at that like we got to make some big free agent splash.
Exhale, you
something
are
happening can be a draft signing.
I like this guy.
Yeah,
thinks
he's
he's
a very
magic, man.
intelligent. He's a very intelligent person. I like it.
But
you can come back
Excel,
anytime, Excel.
let
So
me do one
Aqua,
thing for Excel real quick.
yeah,
Hit me, brother.
Excel, the only reason why you're not going to hear anything for future draft capital, 90% of that happens on draft day when teams get desperate when they want a certain acquisition that's in the draft. So I expect Miami and I expect Dallas and New England, all three of those teams, to be getting at least 3 picks next year because this draft is not that great. We know how Jerry Jones is.
hey, I did it in my fantasy draft. Traded
We know
everything.
how
for
Jerry
next
Jones
year.
is, and we know how Arthur Blank is. So also don't forget about the Falcons. They'll be getting draft capital for next year too.
Hey, so we're gonna
hear you.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
let Joey and I are gonna get into this question from Aqua, and then I'm gonna give a small little fantasy segment because I pulled off something pretty cool. But so Matt Ariza, Joey, you know who I'm talking about, right? Punter out of San Diego State that has a net right around 70.
Oh yeah.
Not net, average of right around 70. His net about 46. But the kid that can kick, and yes, Kohler's going to give you the pushback that it was in Colorado and high altitude areas. I get that. What I'm saying is, what are your thoughts on him? Is he worth a third, late third, early fourth? Or are you still not taking him till the fifth, being a punter?
If my punter is not signed past a 2-year contract, he could possibly be a very, very late second.
And I think because he kicks field goals too. So you're getting one position filled with one contract, or 2 positions filled with one contract. So,
and look, we all know the only team that ain't thinking about drafting him is Atlanta. Why they drafted why they give that kid so much money? I have no idea. But
PR.
I would believe me, I would take a third. I would take a third late second round flyer on.
So, and I'm gonna tell you why I agree. Because a lot of people may think I'm just agreeing to agree, but when you have a guy where if you're on let's say he doesn't kick 80-yard punts, let's say it's 60 to 70-yard punts in the NFL, and you're taking a guy that you get backed up on your own 10-yard line and he flips the field, and if you're backed up on your 5-yard line, he's going to flip the field, and you can have whoever you want back there. His hang time is great. And if it's not in a stadium like Dallas where that jumbo scoreboard, but now that they just redo the play, I've been there. The Cowboy Stadium is a monstrosity. It's the Death Star for Jerry Jones. But hang on, the guy gives you such an advantage and takes the pressure off your offense if you do get backed up inside your own 20, to not have to worry about let's get to the 25 or 30 so we can flip the field. You can flip the field from the 10-yard line with that guy. I think you're right. I think a late second, early third is something that may shock the world, but I think you could realistically take a shot on him because he's such a weapon. He's a weapon in the kicking game like Tyreek Hill is in the receiving game. There's nothing like him in the NFL. There's nobody like this kid. I've never seen anybody like this kid. My favorite guy was Michael Dixon.
What's crazy about him also is he can kick 50-yard field goals.
Exactly.
And the dude is the first one down there rocking guys on punt coverage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude,
He's a generational talent.
He's going to allow that in the
He's
NFL,
generational.
man. Get over that nonsense. They are not going to allow their punter to do that in the NFL. He will get cold clocked and he will be out his first season.
The owner,
come on. Pat McAfee did it multiple times. Come on, man.
That's my guy.
Pat McAfee.
Mike, the only punter that I can see them allowing to do that is Lou Headley from the Hurricanes, because the guy played rugby in Australia. That tattooed freak from Color knows who I'm talking about.
Yeah, the Australian dude. Yeah, the Australian dude.
Yeah, he's
Look,
the
I
only
think
guy
at this point we're just hoping that he's not Martin Grammatico, okay?
The biggest double duty benefit I can see is not actually kicking field goals. It's more like kicking off.
Yeah,
so
that too.
that Jason Sanders won't have to do that duty. And since Ariza would be kicking off and punting, he'd be able to work intimately with both rundown crews. You know what I mean? Instead of, and Jason can solely focus on his craft, putting the ball between the uprights.
Which he was great at 2 years ago. He just had a down year. I think it was just mental.
And I'm sure real quick, Mike, I'm sure if Ariza is that gifted in other areas, I'm pretty sure he's probably a pretty good holder too. So,
and I just think so if you get Matt Ariza
out of it, I just no lower than the fourth round for me, man.
Well, in our exact situation,
no punter's that good.
If you get Matt Ariza, we have Sanders for 1 more year or 2 more years. I can't remember, but you get out of that contract and you only have to sign 1 contract. And that's when you need the flexibility for all your rookie contracts that are coming up now with Jalen Waddle, Jalen Phillips, Javon Hall, and Christian Wilkins. They're all coming up to where they're going to be due. And if you can it works out so perfect where if you pay 1 guy for 2 positions, then it gives you that extra, $4 million or $3 million that they would have paid for a kicker or a punter. And it's going to
I just want them to bring him in here in like July, man, in August.
Well, I mean, even if the ball tender, like I said,
let's see what you really got. You know?
He's still going to push it 60, 65 yards.
I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. I'm just saying, I'd like to see it. You know,
I would love to watch it. I would love to watch it and see what he could actually do in the thickness of the Miami air, the humidity and everything. But we're going to need so much flexibility in the cap and salary come 3 years from now that any type of advantage you can get on go ahead and setting it up to have flexibility then, like some of the contracts they went out and how they structured them to where they can get out of them in a few years. Man, I love the kid. I know that we went on to a tangent, but Aqua asked about him and he's my favorite guy in the draft. So
Joey.
Yeah, I'm here.
Who was for you guys? Who was your best kicker that you guys didn't have to worry that he was going to constantly be missing kick? Like the last few decades, who was the most reliable kicker that Tennessee ever had? Like where you guys didn't have to worry about him missing a kick every game or something like that.
You know what? I love it when somebody tries to challenge my Tennessee Titan Houston Oilers fandom. That's easy, man. Aldo Greco.
I remember that guy because of his last name.
Man, Joey, you bring out the names, man. You got Chandler, Aldo.
Yeah, I remember that. Wow. I remember him.
I like
from
him, man.
51 and in, automatic. I
gotta go find Joey and follow him somewhere.
Yeah.
Appreciate you,
Killing, brother.
Yeah, man. Go ahead. Look, I'm on Sports Daddy TV on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram.
Hey,
if you're into baseball,
speaking of Chris Chandler, he was the one that ran the Dirty Bird show, right?
That's correct.
Okay, I want to make sure I'm in the right time frame.
Yeah, that was some color, Chris Chandler. DeAndre Rising.
What was his name? Damn it, I had it just in my head. The Cincinnati kicker this year.
the rookie.
Rockstar. That's his
what's
name.
his
from
name?
now
But
on.
he kicked like 12 in a row in the playoffs.
Evan McPherson.
Absurd.
Yeah, McPherson.
McPherson. Yeah, there you go. Whoever said that, great. Matt, was that you?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I know all the guys. I just sometimes name slips. I
it's
have some extracurriculars that happen. It happens.
It's just nice
Are you
having a guy
smoking
like
pot
that,
right
right?
now?
Like,
Are you smoking
like,
pot right now?
jeez.
Go ahead.
It's nice having that special teams guy that you can always count on in a pinch, right? It's you said it great. Like when you're stuck at the 10, when you're stuck at the 5, and if you can flip that field and you can put them on the 20, my gosh, like that's you absolutely you pay for that, dude. And he's a generational talent. He's not a guy that you come across very often, and I wouldn't be surprised if a team spends a 2nd-round pick on him.
I think he's such a valuable weapon. Go ahead, Big John. Let's see if he can hear you better.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, way better. I'm gonna turn your volume up real quick. Go ahead.
Oh shit!
It just went out. Are you on your 5G or are you on Wi-Fi? Okay, he's probably
Just don't want Big John talking.
Yeah, I still can't hear you, Bubba.
Nope. Nothing.
We can't hear anything you're saying, Big John. Nothing at all. Let me make sure your mic's not all the way down. No, you're all the way up. Just can't hear you. What up, JP?
What up, bro? How you doing tonight?
Man, just living the life. Got my new flag. Glad you got to see it.
Yeah, I noticed that. You sent me that the other day. That's some solid looking stuff.
Yeah, my buddy sent it to me. JP, when we doing our thing, bro?
You tell me when and let's do it, brother. Anytime, any place. You tell me when's good for you. Shoot me a text. What days are good? What times are good? And we'll make it happen.
Hey, so JP, go ahead and enlighten everybody on what you got going on your end of things.
Yeah, I host a podcast. It's called Kings at a Round Table. We talk all things sports. We talk all things sports. It's on Spotify. It's on Apple Podcast. We're working on some other things. I actually had Gio on. I'm going to be interviewing my boy Mike. We're going to be talking some Texas. We're going to be talking some Dolphins. We're going to be talking all sorts of sports on there. So, any of y'all want to jump on and do an interview?
It's going
to be a long show, but it's a podcast. It's 2 hours long. We actually, believe it or not, last podcast we did, we broke the news of Steve Baum taking a Murray State basketball job. So, we got some inside information from college basketball too. So, any of y'all ever want to do an interview on there, just let me know. We'll make it happen. But Mike, I'm looking forward to chatting with you, man. Looking forward to doing that with you, bud.
Yeah, I am too, man. I've been looking forward to it. Dude, I knew from the moment I first heard you, I knew your voice was radio all the way, Bubba.
22 years of sports talk radio. I'm only doing this for now until I can get back in actual radio. But hey, podcast is a wave of the future, bro. Podcasting is a wave of the future.
Yeah, JP, man, you sound like you've been on somebody's radio station, man.
No, I was spent the last 10 years in ABC Sports Radio in Phoenix before I moved back home. So I've been around the block, my brother. I've been around the block.
Okay, I might need to pick your brain sometime because I told my boy I want to get more into sports talk, and I might want to do it professionally down the road.
I'll put my Twitter handle in the. Are you in the? If you're in here, I'll put it in the chat room. Hit me up anytime, and I'll be glad to give you any pointers and advice and information on that. So I'll put it in the chat room, and we'll chat it up, man.
All right, man. Thanks.
No problem. Actually,
yeah. Hey, real quick.
Do you have Mike's number?
Yeah, I got it. I'll send it over, JP.
Yeah, you can send him my number too.
This one we're gonna do real quick. Who's gonna be in the championship game? That's what I want your answer to be. It's Duke, North Carolina, Villanova, Kansas. So who's gonna be in the championship game? Joey, we'll start with you first.
Man, I'm mad, man, because I had Miami and Providence, but
Kohler had Miami in it.
Man, look, I'm sorry. I'm one of those guys, guards run the game. So if we're going to sit there and say that, I think Duke is really going to upset everybody. I think whoever wins that game between Duke and North Carolina is going to win it all.
So you don't think Kansas?
I think Huber's got North Carolina doing great things right now, and then everybody's fighting hard for Sasevsky. Hey, I can't spell it, but I can say it.
All right, Drubitron, who's going to be in the championship game?
The best team is already eliminated, Miami. So I don't care who wins it.
That's fair. I like it. CT.
I think it's going to be Duke and Kansas, and the only reason I give Kansas a shot there is I'm all for the underdog. So that's where I'm at. But I think Duke wins it all. I just don't see it any other way.
Crypto.
Well, I've been Rock Chalk Jayhawk fan my whole life, so somebody has to play us in the championship rounds. It will be Kansas all the way. Rock Chalk Jayhawk, baby.
Hey, exhale.
Duke and Kansas. Duke takes it. Go Bruins.
All right. Color. Goodbye, Color.
Kansas and
Matt.
Duke.
Color speechless.
Sorry about that. Kansas and Duke.
Matt.
All right. I think Joey was right. I think whoever wins Duke, North Carolina is going to win it all. I think I would take Duke. And for the Nova game, I'm probably going to take Nova.
I think Nova is underrated every year they get there with Jay Wright, one of the most consistent basketball coaches in college. JP.
I'm so glad somebody else said Villanova, man. Jay Wright is the coach. Everybody's sleeping on him. You guys realize the last two times Villanova has been in the Final Four, they've beaten Kansas to get there, beaten Kansas to get to the national title game. They're going to do it again. And UNC, man, they are so bipolar. I mean, we've seen they're playing their best basketball, but this Coach K farewell tour, it's going to go one more game. I think they get to the finals. I think they beat North Carolina. I think Hubert Davis, he's got a bright future, but it's going to end in the Final Four against Duke. But Villanova's cutting down the nets, man. It's not going to be a happy ending for Jay Wright. It's not going to be a happy ending for Coach K. Sorry, it don't work that way. This ain't Hollywood.
So I was going to say that. So that's my answer, is that the storybook is Duke in the final and they win.
It'd be nice, though.
That will mean it's rigged.
I don't disagree with that. But
conspiracy theories are coming out.
What I will say is Villanova, to me, is the wild card because they're in the Final Four. And when they get there, they usually make it to the championship. And they did it with Jalen Brunson 2 out of 3 years, and they're right back there again. I think
but then they always lose.
I think they could take it off. Go ahead, CT.
No, I was just going to say they get there, but then what happens?
Well, they won 2 out of 3 or 2 out of 4 years ago, or 2 out of 3 4 years ago.
We'll see.
They haven't lost the last 2 times they've been there, my brother. They haven't lost the last 2 times they've been there.
Yeah, Jalen Brunson won it, and then they didn't get there, and then they won it his senior year, was drafted 33rd overall, and they got back to the Final Four 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, they beat
they beat up on Michigan.
They beat
Michigan.
That final game,
Villanova, to me, I think that's the team for sure. I think they're going to end up pulling it out again. I just don't see that consistency not maintaining what they know how to do and what Jay Wright's built up there. I mean, if you're ranking college coaches, he's got to be top 4, top 5. But he's not going to be known by a lot of the people in the country because he's Villanova.
Only Fox Sports West would talk to him. ESPN doesn't do right for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah. So Joey, why don't you ask a question to the panel from a Tennessee fan about our Dolphins, and then Matt, you're going to do the same thing after Joey asks his question.
Okay, me personally, I want to hear your bold prediction. My bold prediction, I know some of you guys are not going to, with Tua of the offensive line and already the stars in place, and I am aware of who they might get here soon a little bit that will make that offense unstoppable. I'm not saying that neither. So where do you guys see yourself? Where's your bold prediction about your offense with this team set up the way it is now?
Drubitron, you go first.
Ooh, I'm so glad I was ready to jump on this one. I just did on my stream this afternoon. We were doing, I did a tier list of the NFL. and I saved the Dolphins for last. And this is probably the hottest of hot takes. The Dolphins will be a top 5 team, and not in the AFC. They'll be a top 5 team in the NFL, I believe.
Are they going to make the Final Four?
Yes, and
Okay.
I'm going to say this because I think the Dolphins were a team that probably should have been in the playoffs last year and didn't. And they're by far the most improved team in the NFL, and it's not even close. If we get Tua for 17 games, if we get a healthy Armstead for 10 to 12 games, and everything
13.
else is running on
13.
I'd love it. Listen, I said if you get 10 games out of Armstead, it's a win because realistically his cap hit's only like what? I think it's 8 mil this year. No, less than 8 mil.
I think it's 8.5, and it's 6.5 for Agba, and
Oh,
1.5.
Okay,
or it's 6 for Tyreek.
If you get 10 games out of him this year, it's an absolute win. And again, I still don't think Miami's done.
Nope.
We've all been kind of talking about one or two couple moves that are in the wings right now. The Miami Dolphins are the most. This is okay, and I'll say this, and I think everybody will agree with me. This on paper is the best Miami Dolphins team that we've had since the Marino days.
I agree.
They're the most improved team in the NFL this year, and
hang on, Joey.
By far.
Jay Fiedler's teams.
I was about to say that was the team with Zach and Sam and Chambers and McDaniel, and that
this
was
is a better team.
Well, yeah,
than
their
that. This
defense
is a
was
way
better.
better team than
Our
that.
offense was better than theirs.
All right, well, cool. So you say we're going to be in the Final Four. CT, what's your bold prediction of
Absolutely.
this Miami offense?
I think as a team, I think I think we'll get to the divisional round. I don't think we're going to the championship games, but I think that we're definitely going to be explosive on offense. I think I've said it before. That first year of offensive genius always comes out on top for the offensive genius. Why? Because the defenses have to adjust, and they don't know what to expect. Mike McDaniel's out on his own. He's going to create something that I said it on Batman's channel. I'm fully healthy, but I have my expectation is I'm going to need a defibrillator at the house every time we watch a game this year.
Amen to that. All right, Crypto, bold prediction for Miami this year.
Well, since the additions, I moved up an additional 2 wins because my baseline was 11. So I say we'll easily win 13 wins, and we are a champion in the Final Four.
Okay. Exhale.
Easily win 13 games. That's never happened. But if anybody's talking about Deebo Samuel coming to the Dolphins, I'm going to shut that down right now. That's not happening.
Yeah, that's
I don't know about all these crazy rumors and all that. That's not happening. It shouldn't happen. If it does happen, I don't support it. That being said, I think CT was spot on. I think we make the wild card behind the Bills. I think we win the wild card round, lose the divisional round. In terms of defense, we are stout. In terms of offense, I think there's going to be a little bit to figure out. I still think we're going to find out that Tua's the guy. I think we're going to run into cap issues a couple of years down the line. If we're going to ever win the divisional round, I think it's going to be next year. And I do think Mike McDaniels is the guy.
Color. You're muted, Bubba. Color.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
Yeah.
What's your bold prediction?
Tonight,
Are you
man.
paying? Did you fall asleep, Color?
No. I'm just distracted trying to work on some other stuff at the moment. So
What's your
you
bold prediction
can
for
pass
Miami?
me. You can pass me.
Yeah, what's your bold prediction for Miami this year?
Oh, my bold prediction for Miami is oh wow. My bold prediction is that we're gonna win the Super Bowl with Teddy Bridgewater.
How did I know he was going to say something about Teddy? How did I know?
That is a real bold prediction.
Matt, go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. Can you hear me now?
That is very bold.
Big John, we can hear you way better.
Sound great, John.
All right. Am I breaking up or not? Because I'm getting irritated already.
No,
you actually sound really good. Nice,
Yeah, it
deep,
sounds great.
authoritative. Sounds great.
So, Matt.
This nigga said nice, deep, and authoritative.
Give your bold prediction for the Dolphins, Matt.
Who, me?
No, Matt. I'm getting to you last, Big John.
Yeah.
No.
My bold prediction would be that Tyreek goes for 800 and like 5 touchdowns.
Okay.
Because from what I see, is that he doesn't. From what I saw, he didn't. And I'm not saying the Jets would be better position to win, but like he only wanted the money. That's the only thing he wanted.
That's fair.
And if the Jets paid him like $38 million a year, he would still be making more because of taxes.
Yep.
So with 0% income tax, he's making $30 million a year.
So your bold prediction.
So like.
Yeah. So your bold prediction is that Tyreek is going to be subpar.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be worth the draft capital and the money.
He's
because
he's going to have that many touchdowns.
He's living in his home
catching.
state.
Yeah. All right, goodbye.
That would be an indictment on the quarterback.
He's going to have another 10. He's going to have another 10 touchdowns running the ball.
All right, JP, bold prediction for the Dolphins, Bubba.
Boy, everybody's covered some really good ground here. Although I gotta say, I can't see, with all due respect to Matt, I can't see Tyreek shit in the bed to have badly, man. No matter who's throwing him the football, he put up productivity with Alex Smith's noodle arm, putting him in the rock. But all right, Edmonds puts up 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. Miami finishes top 10 in the running department. I still see them being a wild card team, but like others have echoed. Not to beat a dead horse, I think they win their first playoff game in 20 years, but I think they lose in the second round of the playoff divisional round. But I think we see a lot of progress in that. There's something we have that we haven't had in a long time, and that's sustainable hope.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Big John, what is your bold prediction for the Dolphins this year? You're muted.
Poor Big John Stud.
There you go. So what's your bold prediction, Big John?
I think we go 13-4, bro.
13-4. What do we do in the playoffs then?
What do we do in the playoffs? I think we win one game and we might get bounced after the first win. But like I tell everybody, remember one thing: football, just like boxing, it's all about matchups. So if you run into a team that their secondary is their weakness, they're in trouble. Because as much trash as everybody's been wanting to throw on Tua Tagovailoa, I'm gonna tell you guys something I told EM, and nobody knows it because I haven't said it. I have 4 videos of Tua throwing footballs, and let me tell you guys something, dude. It is it's dangerous, dude. It's dangerous. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I saw Tua throw last year, and he was throwing the ball, but you could tell he wasn't all there. I saw the guy throw like a 40-yard dart, and I was like, you know what? If you can do that, and we could possibly just shock the end. I wouldn't be surprised if we almost go undefeated. If he throws like that, because if Tua throws that way, then you can't cover the whole field. You're going to have to cover everybody. If he's throwing like he threw last year, where he's rolling out to his left and he can't complete a 7-yard out, then we got a problem. But if he's throwing the way I saw him throwing the video, people, I'm telling you guys right now, and Mike knows me, when my sources, I'm telling you, I don't miss. Listen, if he throws the way I saw in the video, holy shit. People, there's going to be a problem. There's going to be a problem.
Cool. So here's mine.
Well,
hang on, Crypto. So here's my bold prediction. 450 rushing attempts for 1,800 yards as a team. And the receiving yards for the team will go over 5,000. Tua is going to throw 4,800 to 5,000 yards, 32 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Woo! We get to the AFC Championship and we lose to Patrick Mahomes.
Forget it. Let me give you
my
nipples just got hard.
Let me give you a bold prediction. Tua is going to make the Pro Bowl. That's a bold prediction. There you go.
Go ahead, Joey.
Okay.
I have a bold prediction that's a little bit more specific. I think, and this is going to be huge, the Miami Dolphins will be the bottom 5 on defense on third downs, but on offense will be in the top 3 on third down conversions, which means defense is going to be tired because they're always on the field, and the offense is going to be great at converting, which is going to get them over 10 wins.
There you go.
I like this guy. I like
Yeah.
this.
All right, Matt. Give us a question
Okay.
from a Jets fan for Dolphins fans. Give us a question. I'll send it to the panel.
All right. So, if hypothetically Tua doesn't perform how you guys would like him, just like how Darnold didn't perform in his third year for us, would you be willing to part ways with him?
Yes. Joey, I'll let you answer first.
I'm sorry, repeat the question.
Will we be willing to part ways with Tua if he doesn't perform this year?
No. Look, if he doesn't get hurt and he has a so-so year, no. If he gets hurt and has a so-so year, you let him go.
Drew.
He gone. You
CT.
got to let him go.
Yeah. CT.
Yep. Yes.
Crypto.
Yes, part ways. Yes.
Exhale.
No, either way. He's on a rookie deal. Mike McDaniels thinks he's the go to the offense. There's
Okay.
no way until his deal is up. We might contemplate the 5th-year option. There's no way we let him go before that. Not happening. And 805, Matt, for Tyreek. 805. I can't let it go. Sorry, I was sitting on that. 805. Anyway, no, we don't let him go till the deal's up. We make a trade then, shuffle up the offense. Our cap's too high. Can't do it.
Okay.
Teddy Bridgewater will be cheaper and better.
Right. Yeah. What's the?
Can we get the request in writing?
If he struggles this year, what are you doing with him?
That was my answer. Can we get the request in writing?
Oh, goodness. JP.
All right,
Those
Matt,
who's willing to hold on after all of this been given to him are the problem of what we've been having for the last 30 years. Just not willing to just cut bait and move on.
Hey, Ronnie, can I get the lighter?
That's constantly living in purgatory.
JP, you moving
Matt,
on after this year?
Yeah, and Matt, let me ask you this. This is Jeopardy. I know this isn't Jeopardy question in the form of a question, but what would be your idea of not successful? Throwing some numbers out here.
Can I jump on this?
I would say no playoffs.
Hang on, Joey.
Simply not making it to the playoffs is good enough.
Simply not making.
Joey, go
I
ahead.
mean,
No playoff
So if he throws
appearance
for
would
five-
be good enough.
If he throws for 5,000 yards and 40 touchdowns and doesn't make the playoffs, that's still a pretty damn successful year statistically, right? Because that's what everybody's been beating their dick about Justin Herbert over, right? I mean, Justin Herbert's put up absurd numbers and hasn't made the playoffs. I mean,
Yeah, but that will be given different parameters on what type of success, team success versus individual success.
That's a
They
Mike
would talk
McDaniels
about
problem.
him individually not having success. Individually, he wouldn't be throwing 50 touchdowns and 4,000 yards. The question was based on his individual success.
hold up.
That was the question.
Hang on. Go ahead, JP.
Right. The question though is, again, statistically, what is a season that gives Tua some rope? Because we're assuming they're going to make the playoffs.
There
Here.
will give him
assuming
hope.
We're
But if
assuming they're
he's
going to make the
subpar
playoffs.
of those numbers, then it wouldn't be.
Just a minute, homie. Just a minute. Give me a second here. We're assuming they're going to make the playoffs because Chris Greer went out and just dropped draft capital out the wazoo to get Tyreek Hill. He just went out and signed 2 pretty damn good offensive linemen, right? He has done everything to put this man in a position to succeed. So what does Tua need? We're assuming that the Dolphins are in a position to win, that they're going to make the playoffs. What statistically is going to shut everybody to hell up? What statistically? Because if Tua throws for
4,500 yards, 30. It's
45
4,500 yards, 30 touchdowns. I was going to say, JP, the numbers is going to be 4,500
The same
yards.
type of success that Jared Goff got Jared Goff moved out the Super Bowl appearance.
No, I think if he throws for 4,500 yards, 30 touchdowns, 10 interceptions or less, I think he has a longer leash than if he goes out there and throws 3,000 yards.
Can I jump in real quick on the same
Yeah.
question? So everybody's looking at it like a Tua leash. I think this is an investment in Mike McDaniels. I think if you look at the tree that he comes from, you're investing in quarterbacks that are, in my opinion, subpar. I don't think Tua's subpar. It's not what I'm saying. Don't hear what I'm not saying. I think Tua's. I'm a Tua truther. But I will say if Tua fails, it's not it's not looking bad on Tua. It's looking bad on McDaniels. They're investing in McDaniels. They know or they believe that McDaniels can make Tua succeed with his skill set. So it's not about Tua. It's about McDaniels. They're investing all this money to build around a quarterback that they know is accurate, that can throw open receiver or can throw receivers open in the short and interim field, and McDaniels is the one on the clock. It's not Tua. Tua's on a rookie deal. He has a lot of draft capital, and they invested a ton of money into Mike McDaniels. That's my take.
I agree.
Okay,
All right,
with that,
but he
hang on,
hitched
Joey,
his
hang
wagon
on.
to a quarterback.
Yeah, hang on. Go ahead,
What's up, Mike?
JP, and then Joey, and then
That's
Big
why
John.
it's on him, because he hitched his wagon to Tua. He said
I'm
it
going to wrap
publicly.
this up real quick so others can have a say in this. If Tua don't make the playoffs, I'm sorry, guys, he's gone. I'm sorry, he's gone. If he don't make the playoffs after all that Chris Greer's done, he's gone, and I think Chris Greer's gone alongside with him. That's just the bottom line.
Cool.
If he don't put up
Big John.
over 4,000 yards, I think he might be in trouble too.
That's fair. That's fair. Big
That's
John.
fair.
If
Big
Yeah,
John,
I
are
think
they
the
gonna move
playoffs
off
is the
of-
barometer,
Are
especially
they
with
gonna move
what
off of
Greer
Tua?
gave him.
Hang on, Crypto. Big John, are they going to move off of Tua if he struggles?
No. I'm gonna say something real quick. You guys, everybody who's quick to get off of Tua needs to understand something. I said this in a past show. I don't know if everybody was up here who's up here now. Tua Tagovailoa is coming off an injury that no other human in football has ever come back from. Okay? You have to give the guy time to recover. That's why, one, I don't think they'll move off of Tua. First of all, if Tua throws for 30 touchdowns, okay, and throws for 4,000 yards, whether they make the playoffs or not, they're not going to blame Tua. I'm telling you right now. Because Tua threw 13. What was Tua's total touchdowns last year?
Total? 20?
Yeah.
No, it was like 18, right?
Okay. So if Tua throws 30.
16 touchdowns, 10 interceptions was the number last year.
Okay. So at the end of the day, if Tua throws for 30 touchdowns and 4,000 yards, they're not going to be complaining because of Tua. They're going to be complaining because the defense didn't hold up their end of the bargain. The bigger question is Boyer going to be able to replicate the defense that we assume we're going to be getting at the end of the season that we should have had last year, which at the end of the day, I told Mike Weiss on a panel, I told Cap this on a panel, I've told everybody, listen, they want to blame Tua for last year. Listen real quickly. The Miami Dolphins defense did not show up week 1 through 7, okay? And at the end of the day, the only person to blame for that is Brian Flores, and I'm going to tell you why. We played that cover zero amoeba defense from week 8 to the end of the season. We destroyed teams left and right. No. I'm not talking about. Listen. I'm not talking about health or not health. Week 1, we made Mac Jones look like the second coming of Jesus. He checked down 27 times. We did nothing to change it, and they were talking about, the problem is that Holland and Jalen Phillips didn't know the defense. I don't want to hear that because Holland and Jalen Phillips were playing minimal snaps game 1. Everybody on that field is a veteran because we had McCourty in the back, and they all know how to play cover zero defense. They chose not to run it, and they got their ass kicked week 1 through 7. So regardless of what everybody wants to say, look, if we play the amoeba defense against Jacksonville, does Jacksonville beat us? No, that would have been the playoffs right there. Just that one game. If we played the amoeba defense against Atlanta, when Tua threw 2 crappy interceptions, came back and gave us the lead, we win that game. So everybody who wants to blame Tua needs to pay attention.
All right,
you know what I'm saying? I don't think we move off. I don't think we move off of Tua. I think Tua is going to have a Pro Bowl season. I'm telling you from what I've seen. If I tried to send the video, Mike, to EM, and it didn't let me. If I can send it to you, you'll see what I'm talking about, bro. A 40-yard rope. And I'm not one to exaggerate, bro. It was crazy.
Yeah. All right, cool. So thanks for wrapping that one up, Big John. That's the end of the questions. I'm going to drop – everybody can hang out backstage. I'm going to drop everybody back except for Joey and Matt. And then I'm going to bring somebody else on. And then I'm going to bring everybody on for your final thoughts. So just hang out backstage for a second. All right. So what we like to do here at the Fins Tailgate is give people the opportunity to do a one-on-one debate if they want to just pick each other's brain and try and get a better understanding of where they come from. And Matt, you have triggered somebody who's a loyal Fins Tailgate person, and he wants to pick your brain about the Jets. And I love Cap, and he's not going to be mean. He promised. But what up, Cap?
All right.
Hey, hello. How are you?
Good, man. Love your energy, bro.
Hey, yeah, no, I got a couple of bars left on my phone, so bear with me and just take advantage of this opportunity I'm about to give you because my phone sucks. Listen to me, man. I like Joey. Joey's been, he's felt our pain, bro. He's felt our pain, but he's gotten the good part of Tanny, the good part that beat Tua's ass 35-3. Now, Matt, you sound like a real intelligent guy. You really do. But you haven't been through what we've been through the past 2 seasons with this divide in order for you to say that fifth-year option will be given to Tua if he doesn't produce next season. I don't want to hear anything about, Brian Flores, this and that. When it comes to year 4, Brian Flores ain't around. So no more excuses, man. You either got to produce or all those numbers and statistics that he was breaking last year, single numbers for all these quarterback statistic numbers every year that he was breaking individual numbers. All that ain't going to mean jack because when he still did that, he didn't make the playoffs or the Pro Bowl. So you can make all the numbers you want, but if you don't get me in the playoffs, what the hell are we doing here with Tyreek? We're not doing anything but doing what? Expecting the same result?
Insanity.
Yeah. So you tell me, I know you're enthusiastic about the numbers, my man, but the numbers are not going to speak for the amount of backflash that's going to happen with this organization, knowing that Ross is either going to sell the team or not, or we either going to have this type of super team and not make the playoffs. So, ain't nobody going to get away scot-free. That contract can either be moved or it can be done somewhere, but that fifth-year option is not guaranteed.
So Cap, that was somebody else, and I'm going to bring him on in a second, but you specifically called out Matt as the Jets fan. What did he say that made you feel like he was delusional?
Oh, no, maybe I was off guard. I don't know. Maybe it was the other dude.
Well, I'm going to bring on XL because I think he was talking about more of what you were talking about, and he's going to be the one that definitely go toe-to-toe with you. Matt, I'm going to
give me that dude. Give me that dude. Yeah, Matt, you're cool.
XL, you got pushed back to what he just said?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro. Hey, man. Fins for life, brother. I'm on your team. Hey, but there's absolutely no chance that this is a referendum on Tua. There's no way.
How's it gonna be? How's it gonna be on McDaniel? How's it gonna be McDaniel's fault if Tua doesn't produce a year 4?
How is it not gonna be on McDaniel?
Year 4, my man. McDaniel's not here year 1, 2, or 3.
Exactly.
Because year 3 hasn't even been played yet.
So you want him? I got you. I got you. You're passionate. I love that shit. Sorry. You get Tua in year 4. Never worked with him. Super injured, as my other guy said. Big John, right? Super injured. Year 4. In my opinion, in the worst offensive scheme in the NFL, right? Like literally, I think we've had the worst offensive scheme in the NFL. There's nothing worse. So you get Tua in year 4. If Tua produces at any mild to upper echelon level at all, that's McDaniel's calling card. This is all about McDaniels. They're building a team around McDaniels. They hired him for his strengths. His strengths is working on an offense and a scheme that can work to the talents of his quarterback. I'm not saying they're going to pick up the fifth-year option, but if you don't have an option to trade for a top-tier quarterback, which who the hell does in the NFL? This is a very weird year. You never get that option. If you don't have the option, we don't have the draft capital anymore to draft in a top 5 pick, maybe top 10 to get a quarterback we want. And if you do get a quarterback outside of the top 10, you got to invest in that guy for a couple years to get him ready. If we don't have a quarterback ready, we can't trade for an upper echelon quarterback. Who do you take? We're going to end up with the next Jay Cutler. We're going to get Zach Wilson in 2 years. There's no quarterback that we're going to get that's going to take over for Tua and just be incredible. You're hoping that maybe we get a Jared Goff down the line, a Matt Ryan down the line, something like that. That's not better than Tua, right? So you're going to get, and Mike, you had an underrated comment right before we cut to this. A gentleman in your comment said, Tua is the type of guy to take less on a contract to help the team, right? This is somebody that will play for the team. And even if he's not the guy for the next 20 years, he's damn sure the guy for the next 5.
Again, we're doing the same thing of repeating history. And what are we doing here? The Adam Gase scenario where this guy's gonna have to pay the price because of Tua? That sounds just like Tannehill. And Crypto is right. This is looking more and more like a 7-year plan.
If you're comparing McDaniels to Adam Gase, I would argue that's the problem already. right? If
No,
we're doing
no,
Adam
no,
Gase
no,
one
no,
saying
no,
that
he's not.
McDaniels is
Hang on,
going to
Cap.
get
Hang on,
fired
Cap.
after 1 year.
Let me redirect this, Cap. Hang on. XL,
You're
what
the
he's
one that said
saying-
he's going to get fired after 1 year if Tua doesn't produce.
I said
Who got
year
fired
two.
after
I
1
said
year?
year two. I said
Hang
if
on,
Tua's
Cap.
gone after this year, McDaniels gets fired the year after because he's not going to
Hang
get a
on.
quarterback other than Tua to do what he wants him to do.
So where the
Okay,
hell
so
do we
XL,
stand?
hang on,
We're
Cap.
back
Let
to
me
the beginning.
redirect this.
I know. I don't
redirect
want
this,
us to
Cap.
be. I'm just
Hang on,
telling the truth.
Let me redirect this. So what Cap is saying is what you're saying is proving his point and Crypto's point is that regardless of what happens, we are looking at the same type of situation with the quarterback that we had in Tannehill, where it's going to go through coach after coach after coach, and we're going to give him 7 years and then trade him off for nothing. Is that what you're saying is going to be most likely to happen rather than, and you're saying McDaniel's going to get fired and Tua is going to be here, regardless, we're going to do the same thing we did with Tannehill with Tua.
If you tell me, Mike, if you tell me, Mike, that we have the opportunity, if we don't make the playoffs this year coming up, with the no excuses, scenario that we had that we all agree upon with no excuses, if Tua doesn't produce, which I hope he does produce, bro. Don't get me wrong. I want the Pro Bowl. I want the ring, but we need to have a contingency plan. You're telling me you wouldn't be content with something like a Lamar Jackson or somebody else is being mentioned out there if push comes to shove?
So Cap, and I was quick. I was the first one to answer the question of if we would move off of him. I said yes, but that's only because I do think there's a larger possibility than most people are giving it that if Tua shits the bed, and I say shit the bed, if we miss the playoffs and he looks abysmal, or Teddy has to play for him, or he gets hurt again, misses 6 games, something like that. If this is another repeat of year 2, I do think that there is a backup plan in place to maybe get somebody back to their hometown and play here. But I also believe that's why we kept the flexibility in the 2023
I hear Tom Brady also. Everybody's quick to turn down the Tom Brady scenario too, but I mean, crap. Like if push comes to shove, like you said, Exhale, what is our options? I'm giving you options, but people don't want to hear it, and they keep pushing the options back and back and back until the options aren't available anymore.
Lamar Jackson's not going to be an option. And to the same point, to Mike's point, when we invested in the offensive line, we didn't invest in time for Tua. We invested in Tua's health. We're trying to find out what Tua is, right? We need a little bit of time, maybe for Tyreek, but we're not
tomato, bro. We needed the O-line too. You know that, and I know that.
No, 100%. 100%. Come on, 100%. But there's no. And just to clarify, what I said earlier was, if Tua's gone in year 1, McDaniels can be gone in year 2. I didn't say if Tua stays, McDaniel stays, because it worked. But if Tua's gone in year 1, that means we failed. And to JP's point earlier, what is success for Tua? If he puts up marginal numbers, he's successful because the bar is so low for Tua. If you get a marginal quarterback for McDaniels, they win. That's the whole selling point of McDaniels. We built a team with a high cap aside from the quarterback position. That's the whole thing that we did, just like Frisco did, just like every system he's been in has done. Matt Ryan got paid way after McDaniels.
Of course. Right? Look, he's doing it, and I give you that because he's doing it on his first year, and he's having that established because Chris Greer's doing that. And yeah, you know what I mean? Like I said, there's no excuses because you're having everything handed to you on a silver platter, coaching and quarterback.
I'm not making excuses for Tua. I'm looking at the cap situation and the coaching situation in a realistic environment.
Exhale, you know that before the Tyreek Hill deal, we had a way where we were going to have close to another $100 million next season to spend.
Yeah. And then you click the crack on the Debo rumors, which they could be rumors or not, but look, we'll have the flexibility to do that type of super move. Like, wouldn't you want that type of like 3 Kings scenario down in Miami?
What I wanted, absolutely, but I don't think that's where we need to spend our money personally, right?
Okay, so you rather spend it where? Where would you rather spend it on a center and the secondary? Where? Because
I'd rather get a center and I'd rather get inside linebacker.
Middle
linebacker. Right now.
Okay, so you know that you're gonna have to pay X at least more than what he wants, because if he wants 20 mil, you're gonna have to pay something.
Give it to X.
Yeah.
Give it to X.
I agree.
He's
I think he's the one irreplaceable.
Defense.
I actually think X is the only irreplaceable player on the
defense. Give it to X.
Because you don't find ball hawks like him every day in a draft.
Yeah, give it to X. But there's no we have a small window. It's a proven.
Yeah, I'm kind of debating on myself. Yeah, you guys are like making me lean towards it.
Yeah, I love
Does X still want to be there? Has that whole scenario changed?
That's what's making me like, because he's been not wanting to stay. That say that he wants to stay here. He's been having these cryptic messages.
Hang on, Cap. But I'm gonna put that to bed because what X did during the Pro Bowl and during this offseason, from all accounts, is he's taking the leadership role from the defense and he's spending time with Brandon Jones and he's spending time with Javon Holland and Jalen Phillips and he's trying to teach them how to be a better pro. I'm thinking he might be taking that mental switch that you take in older age to become more of a mentor and just I think he likes what the defense I think he likes it as a whole. It's a hell of a unit and he is the elder statesman and he is the guy that when healthy is a top 3, maybe top 5 ball hawk of all time. And the numbers may not say that over his career, but when you watch how he plays, he's got wide receiver hands. He's one of the phenomenal playing the ball in the air. That part of his game is irreplaceable. And if you're going to move off of anybody on this defense, it has to be Byron Jones because I think you can replace him by moving Needham out to the outside, or maybe they can get Surtain and Madison can get something out of Iguodala. But I actually think Exhale and I think Cap, you both make valid points, but I think at the end of the day, this is a 2 to 3 year window now because of these contracts. The third year you can get out of them. The Taron Armstead, the Tyreek Hill, the Connor Williams, the Emmanuel Ogbah, you can get out of all these. And so I think we've gone from a 5-year window or even a 4-year window down to 2 to 3 years. And I do think that they're showing their hand that they're going for it now. They're bringing everything they can to the table now because they're trying to. Stephen Ross has said it, and I think people forget that he said it. He's 81 years old. He wants to win. He's not worried about the future anymore. He wants a championship before he ends his team off. And I think they put stock into that, and I think that's what they're lining up right now is a really great 2 to 3 year run of hopefully consistency on the offense and consistency on defense enough to make this team a threat in the AFC again, or just a formidable foe that gets at least a playoff victory every year and somebody that maybe it is year 3 before we make it to the AFC championship. But I think if it comes down to Tua or McDaniel, I do believe they will choose McDaniel over Tua long term, because I think McDaniel has shown that he can put a staff together. It's one of the greatest offensive staffs this team has ever had on the coaching side of the ball. And the specific people, the Tyrone McKenzie, the Pat Surtain, the Sam Madison that he brought in on the defensive side of the ball to have a different perspective from Josh Boyer, I think this has a chance to be one of the greatest 2 to 3 year runs we've had as a Dolphins fan. Even if it doesn't end up in a Super Bowl, which is what we all want, I think we're about to have so much fun watching this team again. And I do think they pick McDaniel over Tua long term because I think McDaniel is in the infant stage of building something special as far as the culture and the organization itself. Go ahead, XL, and then I'm gonna let you say your last word. You can have talk to Cap or have a question.
Food for thought, right? And I don't disagree with anybody because there's things I want and there's things that are reality, right? And I agree we should invest in McDaniel. I think McDaniel's amazing. But how do we reconcile the thought that I think all three of us have just had? How do we reconcile this thought? We have a 2 to 3 year window to win on the cap salary that we have right now, right? How do we reconcile the same thought into thinking we're going to get a top echelon quarterback in a 2 to 3 year window? Because if you're going to do that, you're going to blow up the team to create the cap space to do that. X is gone.
No, XL, let me stop you because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to push back against your argument. It might end it. It might make sense to you. Is that now they are building a plug and play team to where you don't need a top echelon quarterback. You need a quarterback that's a little bit better than average, like a Teddy Bridgewater or like the potential of a Teddy Bridgewater.
Do you think Tua is better than Teddy Bridgewater?
It's a plug and play team now. It's not a superstar quarterback needy team anymore.
So the variable now is injury because Tua is Teddy Bridgewater. Okay, so Tua is Teddy Bridgewater or better at the very least. So now the variable is injury, right? But we're not getting a top tier quarterback to fill this role. And that's what I'm saying to Cap. Like, that's why I think that Tua's rookie deal, not because Tua's great, but because his rookie deal, it extends his shelf life on the Miami Dolphins because we built it around his rookie deal. This whole cap situation is built around McDaniels and Tua's rookie deal, right? If Tua stays, McDaniel stays. If Tua leaves, there's a decent shot McDaniels leaves because the system blew up.
Look, the numbers. I agree with you on the numbers aspect of it. I agree. Look, the numbers aspect, you're absolutely right. I'm not going to debate that. It's 100% accurate. But that can be manipulated by trade. Real simple. If he doesn't produce, we can package him with somebody else. And, I don't want a situation where we end up with a Baker Mayfield. I really don't. We need to have a quarterback that's established, point blank, period. We know that is the issue. It's been the issue ever since Marino.
Yeah.
Okay.
Real quick,
I agree, and I'll see you at a game, man.
XL. So go ahead and ask Joey the most random question you can think of, and then I'm gonna let Joey. Just wait.
give me 30 seconds just to rebuttal what Excel and Cap are talking about. Excel, I get what you mean that they're tied at the hip, but then again, that normally happens when the coach drafts the quarterback and he gets a chance to bet him out completely. So I don't think if McDaniels gets if McDaniel gets the culture right and the quarterback position can be enhanced on what they're doing in Miami, which I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to build a core in Miami. They're not building it around to his contract per se. And Cap, I think McDaniel right now is stuck in a 3-year window, but that's why I said earlier, I think Ross needs to keep him on longer because he's never been a head coach before. So everybody's saying that they're going to make the playoffs. I got them at 10 plus wins, but if they don't succeed in the playoffs, I wouldn't blow Tua up. I would only take him out of the issue if Teddy gets to stay. He learns the playbook, stays on next year. If Tua gets hurt, that's where I see the separation between church and state in this situation.
So it's injury because Teddy's not cheaper. Teddy's more expensive than Tua. If Tua plays like shit, Teddy's more expensive than Tua long term.
Yeah, and it's all about
Tua will be cheap.
100%.
If he's terrible, he'll be cheap. He'll know his value. His agent will direct him properly.
Yep.
But they built this around McDaniel's strengths.
Yep.
Right. And it's not that they built it around Tua. They built it around their cap availability.
Well, I will say this, McDaniel, the system he comes from makes mediocre quarterbacks better than average. So I just think it's not, we don't need Tua to be a superstar. We just need him to be a star to take it to the Super Bowl. I think just Tua being TT, I think that gets us to the second round of the playoffs. But XL, I want you to ask a random question for Joey. And then Cap, you're after that. And then I'm going to start bringing people one-on-one.
How's our sloppy seconds, bro? I mean, I'm a big Tannehill guy. Honestly, I love Tannehill. I really, really do appreciate what you guys are doing up there. I live in Atlanta. I've seen Tennessee play quite a bit. I think AJ Brown is the guy, but hearing your Devontae Parker, here's my real question. Hearing your Devontae Parker statement, what's your vision for that offense? I mean, I think you're good enough on defense to be formidable. On offense, I really think personally you're lacking more than you think you do. What's your vision for that offense other than that ground and pound game?
Appreciate it, XL. I'm going to drop you back and let him answer. Go ahead, Joey.
Oh,
what's your vision for if you get Devontae Parker, what's your vision for the offense?
My vision for the Tennessee Titans offense, if we get Devontae Parker, is plain and simple, a possession and time control offense. I know everybody likes ground and pound, but what do we always look at between the last, I'll say, 3 to 5 weeks of the season? The weather changes. Offenses tend to not be as high flying. I mean, that Buffalo Chiefs game last year was absolutely crazy. But when we start looking at these weather teams, San Francisco playing in the Green Bay, we're going to see more of that stuff happening more in, playoff time. Tennessee is built not only to be an early team, but they're also built to be a late team. So I like to be a balanced team. I think right now I have my slot receiver, who's Robert Woods. I got my deep threat, which is AJ Brown. I need a possession guy. I just need one more possession guy because now I feel confident with my tight end. So
cool. All right, Cap, ask Joey a question, sir.
With that being said, would you do a Gesicki packaged in deal with the Chase Edmonds for Derrick Henry type of dealish? We'll take him off your hands type of scenario.
Thanks for the question, Cap. I'm gonna drop you back. You can hang out backstage. That's awesome.
Everybody's trying to get the king, man. The king got to stay home. Until he's I think the king is going to be in Tennessee at least another 3 years, at least. I can't say anything after that.
Cool. All right, Drew Patron, go ahead and give Mr. Joey a question, and then give me your final thoughts on the night.
Hey, so great talks today. Great talks. My question for you, I want to make it another Titans question because I was a big fan of the Titans in my younger days. Playing. I used to love playing with Eddie George back in the day in the old Madden games. So, but I'm curious because I'm a little worried about Derrick Henry, and I think a lot of that team's success rides. You guys kind of live and die. Not necessarily. I know Ryan Tannehill's still there and he's doing his thing, but how do you feel? How confident do you feel about Derrick Henry coming back from this injury? He didn't look necessarily the same, when he did come back. And I'm curious, what do Titans fans feel about his return, and do you think he'll be as dominant as he's been?
Okay, before you answer, Joey, final thought for tonight, Drew.
Oh, Miami to the Super Bowl.
Hey, all right. So answer that question, Joey.
Man, all right. My Tennessee Titans and where King Henry is at. I think people mix up the difference between a guy who's healthy and then a guy who came back into the playoffs and just being used to game speed. I think he was healthy. I just think he wasn't used to the game speed yet. We spoke about this a lot.
He was rushed back because it was the playoffs.
Right. And then, there's a lot of emotion in the playoffs. He'd been out half a season and then all of a sudden just jumped right back into that. He never got to ease his way back in. So that's really what you guys saw with King Henry. It was his first game back.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, cool. So CT, final question for Joey.
All right. We'll make a fun one. How's Tennessee going to fare if we see them in the playoffs when the road goes through Miami?
Well, if you want to be completely honest, I'd be nervous if I was Miami for only one reason. Jeffries. You guys can't stop. You can't stop Simmons up front. There isn't a team. I mean, he's not Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald is actually a little guy playing defensive tackle. Simmons is a huge guy who bulls over people and creates attention.
He's a man-child. He's fun to watch.
Yeah. So, and then when you got two guys, when you got Bud Dupree on one guy, and then we just got Landry back. So, and Miami was also trying to get Landry. Coming around that bend is going to be really, really hard for teams to stop. And the Cincinnati Bengals prove that that's going to be difficult.
Oh, yeah, for sure. All right, I'm going to bring Crypto on. Crypto, final question for Joey.
I'm sorry, I was muted. No, I was going to add to that and say, it's this guy goes by the name of Terrell Armstead. Will shut that guy down and put him in his baby crib. Number one. So you might want to get his Rolodex card and get acquainted with him, because you whatever you put on the defensive line don't stand a chance.
Ooh, boy. All right, what's your question?
I had to throw that one in there.
Just remember, they kept those 9 together for a reason. All of those dudes are active. And then when you forget about Simmons, you got Arturi. When you forget about Arturi, you got Bud Dupree. When you forget about Bud Dupree, Brown actually isn't there, but
Tarrant is such a stud, he'll block 3 of them.
All 3 of them.
He does it in his sleep.
Right. Well, let's see Simmons and Tarrant go up.
I'm not a big concern. And as a gift, I'll be gladly welcome to give you Devontae Parker. Matter of fact, I'll be inclined to give you some high picks just to take him off our hands.
Crypto will drive him to Tennessee's facility.
I will drive him to the bus station down there. I'll take him to Memphis and gladly drive him across town to Nashville, just because I want him to have that joyride. But hey, my question to you, is, you said you like those. I guess you old fashioned when it comes to the. You want to run the ball. You like the big possession type games, but all I have to say to that is, what do you think about teams like the Chargers, the Dolphins now with elite offenses that say the hell with that time of possession stuff? We'll just attack you with a quick score and you could eat up all the clock you want. But if you give us the ball last, we're still going to score if you're not running out that clock. And the Dolphins now have that kind of offense to do that. What do you say about now that Miami has put together a versatile offense that they don't necessarily have to worry about teams that's going to run it down their throat to try to take the ball out of Tua's hand, because he's got guys like Tyreek Hill that can score in 2 seconds?
No, I'm gonna drop you back. Good question. Go ahead, Joey.
I completely understand and agree with you, Crypto. But the only thing is, balanced teams win the Super Bowl. The highest scoring team in the league normally, actually, I don't remember the number one offense in the NFL ever winning the Super Bowl.
It's been a while.
So all I know is you gotta have both. You gotta be able to do both. And remember, it's all about situational football. On 4th and inches, can your running back score? On 4th and 11, do you have that guy who can catch it and then run for the first down? You need it all. Right now, I think Tennessee is one piece away. I see Miami as being really close and being one piece away. Like I said, and I told Mike, what makes me nervous is the defense.
Yep. Cool. All right. And then, yes, this is going to be final thought, JP. I'm going to bring CT and Crypto back on because I forgot about that. CT, final thought.
I'm just super excited. Can't wait for the season to start. And it's just, I'm super pumped. Fins up.
All right, cool. And Crypto, I'm gonna bring you back on, but if your final thoughts about DVP, I might just mute you.
Oh man, Mike, come on.
Go ahead. So
okay,
other than
I'll
driving
make this one a less DVP. We already got him prepared. He's at the station already, so he's
I was
good
about
to
to say,
go.
what did Ross tell you? Did he hire you to drive him to Memphis?
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
he did. We're going to go by the old Elvis Presley Graceland, and we're gonna do some little sightseeing, and then we're gonna show him the great adventures of Tennessee.
Hey, all right, bro. Appreciate you, Crypto. All right, JP, go ahead and give us your final thought, and then ask Joey a question. That's great.
All right, my brother. Good stuff as always. Hey, real quick, my final thought on the evening. Whether you like Tua or don't, here's one thing you want to keep in mind. Everybody's mentioning Mike McDaniel, but there is one name I want to throw out there that'll be a calming voice for him that nobody's talking about, and that's Darrell Bevell. Look at the names this guy's worked with in his past.
Yep.
Brett Favre had some of the most consistent passing of his career with Bevell. He helped develop Russell Wilson. Without Darrell Bevell, was Russell Wilson the quarterback that he is today?
Yep.
I mean, I don't think he is. And,
No,
Trevor
I'm
Lawrence
saying you're right.
year,
Like Darrell Bevell is 100%.
I think Darrell Bevell will be a big, big factor in Tua's development this year, and I think Tua may take steps forward with him and that calming voice in his ear. He did last year with Trevor Lawrence in a dumpster fire season in Jacksonville. He was the one calming voice that Trevor Lawrence had. But my question to my friend here in Tennessee, Joey, Tua Wald's great job tonight. I really appreciate everything you said. Last year we learned in Miami the importance of a general manager and a head coach working in sync. That didn't happen with Chris Greer and Brian Flores, which led to a whole bunch of dysfunction. Now you've had the benefit of having a GM and a head coach working hand in hand in John Robinson and Mike Vrabel. Secret there. What makes those two so special and their relationship so special that's led to flourishing success in your organization?
Well, JP, I'm again, nice to meet you, bro. And I'll definitely be picking your brain. I'll be hitting you up. It's camaraderie, man. We got to remember, Vrabel and Robinson have a past from New England. So when he came up to the coaching ranks, when he was coaching in Houston, they got to talk again. And they said, hey, why don't we get together and see if we can, he had got rumors that he was going to go to Tennessee. Robinson signed, and he instantly signed Vrabel. He actually gave oh my gosh, I'm forgetting my last coach I had. He gave him a chance because he was doing well, but he wanted to get over the hump. But they wanted to build chemistry and camaraderie, and they wanted a family at Tennessee. And John Robinson talked about this when he hired. He said he wanted to build a family here at Tennessee. He wanted to be more than football. They do a lot in the community. The Tennessee program, I don't think people understand. We don't hire big names out of free agency when it comes to our staff. Everybody, one guy gets hired another job, another guy man up. And we keep that same thing that made us successful. We keep it together.
Yeah.
So that's really what it's about. It's about togetherness, camaraderie, and family.
Y'all are spoiled. We've been hoping for that for years. All right, I'm going to bring on Kohler. Let him give your final thoughts, Kohler, and then ask Joey a question before you fall asleep.
My final thoughts are I really don't have any other than thank you so much for joining us tonight, Joey. Appreciate it. You're always welcome back. Hit me up on Thursday for a color commentary episode if you want. And also the question I do have is let us all know again where we can find you at on the regular.
Appreciate you, Colin.
Man.
I'm gonna drop it back.
Thank you again, Colin. Again, Sports Daddy TV on YouTube. Let's see, we got a baseball show, we got a Dolphin show. You know, I have my show, which is In the Mic with Joey Two Wallets, which is how me and Mike met. So,
yeah.
you know, we're all over Facebook, multiple pages actually on Facebook between In the Mic with Joey Two Wallets, and just, man, we got a baseball show. There goes a no-hitter with my boy Big Chief. He will be dropping his baseball show tomorrow. So any updates you want to know about free agency and anything like that, they're going to talk about it.
Yeah, he better give my damn Texas Rangers some freaking respect, bro, because they broke the damn bank this offseason, bro.
And like I told you, I'm still trying to get into baseball like that. Football.
We spent over $600 million. We spent over $600 million in one offseason on 6 players. Yeah, bro, went ham. Corey Seager, Marcus Semien, John Gray. We got Cole Calhoun. We brought in. We traded for Mitch Garver. Dude, this team is like they went out and got guys that fit their specific system. But before we get into anything further into baseball, because I got to save that for On the Mic with Mike. It's my baseball show. But I'm gonna bring Big John on. Final thoughts, Big John, and then ask Mr. Joey a question.
Final thoughts. Y'all are going to see what's going to happen this year, man. I'm tired of being the only one driving the Tua train when everybody was telling me I was crazy. Now, my homeboy, my friend, you seem to know a lot about football. I appreciate that. I'm going to ask you a question because, in my opinion, if Tua would have been the quarterback for the Titans, they beat Cincinnati. We all know everybody likes Tannehill. I like Tannehill too. The difference between Tua and Tannehill is Tannehill, unfortunately, played for the Dolphins 7 seasons and had to learn 5 different languages with 5 different playbooks. So when you have to learn different languages and different playbooks, people don't get something. You don't react. Football is a reaction sport. You got to think, you're done. And that's what people don't understand. So with that being said, I think if Tua was the quarterback for the Titans, with that kind of running game that you guys got with Mr. Henry, who could stiff arm you into next galaxy, because that man stiff arm is just
lethal,
bonkers. He was. I saw what man. Listen, that guy takes your soul when he stiff arms you. Right? I think if Tua would have been the quarterback with the way he plays, you give him AJ Brown, you give him Julio Jones, you give him Derrick Henry, and that offensive line, I think you guys would have been in the Super Bowl.
Hey, all right, Big John, hang out. I'm going to drop you back, but I'm going to let Joey respond to that because that's dope. Go ahead, bro.
Man, look,
he brought the heat with that question, bro.
As much as I admired Tua in college, the only pushback I got on that is it would have been his first playoff game. That's the only thing I got to say about that. Sometimes,
hey, but it was Tannehill. But Tannehill had a first playoff game and he performed pretty well. Do you think Tannehill is a better quarterback than Tua?
Well, right now, Tannehill's a seasoned vet and Tua's the prospect, so I can't really put him in the same ballpark.
Well,
so
no,
because it's unfair for me to say.
But at the end
Tua's better than Tannehill.
At the end of the day, Ryan Tannehill, it took him 8 years to get to the playoffs or something like that before he ever sniffed it, and he did okay. So what I'm getting at is, do you think Tua is a better quarterback than Ryan Tannehill when Ryan Tannehill was going into year 3?
Oh, and going into year 3, I think Tua's a better quarterback.
Period. That's all I want to know. All right, Mr. Joey, I appreciate you being here, bud. This is how we do it on an open mic, man. It gets kind of crazy, but I'm going to drop you back to the back. We're going to do it backstage. I'll stay on for about 30 minutes or so backstage tonight and give y'all some more time. But I'm going to drop you back. Appreciate you being here. Everybody, remember to look for Sports Daddy TV. Anywhere you can type it in, it's going to be there. And we're going to do some more stuff in the future. You had a big following in the fan base in the chat. Loved everything you had to say tonight, man. So I appreciate you being here. Guys, this is another episode of Open Mic, man. This is getting fun. We're getting more and more participation. I keep getting the room filled up in the back, and I can't let all of y'all on, but I'm doing my best to get everybody on. I'm going to start doing this same thing at the end where I get everybody at least to come on. If you were on the panel at any time, I'll get you to come on and give your final thought. And if we have a special guest, you can ask them a question or you can just ask me a question. You know, hopefully you're here to see me, but Joey Tua Tagovailoa stole the show, and I'm totally for that, guys. But remember, guys, this is the Fins Tailgate. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button and hit the like button. Cash App and Venmo, if you feel the need to donate to the channel or you just want to, you can do it that way. Soon, once we monetize, we'll have other options to hopefully get some more participation with the fan base and everything. But this is the tailgate party that never stops. Remember, on Tuesdays, you can catch Tonk 7 with color commentary for TMI at 9 o'clock. Directly after that, you get myself, Mike on the Mic, with Open Mic. You get me again on Saturday with Drop the Mic. That's more of a professional style show. And then you can always find color commentary anywhere we're on. He's on. He has his own show on Thursdays. Got to check it out. He has his own YouTube channel. Just look for color commentary. Commentary is the key word because that's what he has. Everybody in the chat, I appreciate you being here. The new people that jumped on tonight: Exhale, Joey Two Wallets, Matt, you still sit back there in the back, Jets fan in enemy territory. Thank you for jumping on. Appreciate all of y'all being here. And guys, we'll do this again next week. And until then, man, I just want to say peace out. And